And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's good to be here.
Oh, hello.
So
A lot of crazy stories
excited.
happen in my neighborhood.
But just so excited. Yes. Yeah. We had a rather
time
interesting
for our
session
one-man
last week. So definitely going to be curious to see where things are going. Oh, you're so welcome. All of you, you're so welcome.
Jordy's just doing his natural thing.
Yeah.
And we can't fault Jordy for that.
You can't fault me
Guys,
for being a dick.
It's our time. Now. Here.
Oh
Our time.
my god.
You killed her.
Don't put your head in the dip.
Alright,
Yeah, don't
Don't put your head in that dip.
Yeah, it would be a little bit like There's Something About Mary, potentially, if you did that.
It wouldn't be as
Except this is like
standing
more-
up, though.
You don't know. Have you
Also.
tried artichoke dip in your hair?
Sometimes. Is that the... You know what? I'm not going to ask.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on.
It's a little on the creamy side. Anyway,
That's my
so,
safe word.
That's what she said. Waka waka. Waka waka. Oh, tip your waitress. Try the meal.
all
It's on
right.
special.
So on that bombshell. Oh my gosh. Hey everybody in the chat, thanks for joining in.
It's just
We're just getting started. We are ridiculous people tonight, clearly.
Artichoke.
What's going on?
But we do have some awesome stuff.
Yes.
Kevin and Kaylee.
Hey!
Yeah.
Our giveaway. Our giveaway with I don't know. I got some weird like pinup energy. Like
Yeah.
our giveaway.
Oh my god, you're gonna make
Adventure Dice is.
you're gonna have to make me unbutton my shirt if you keep behaving that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll dial it down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh
Okay.
my.
So anyway, yes, our giveaway with Adventure Dice is live. If you go to our Instagram, you can find the post. Make sure to tag 3 friends. It's really awesome that Adventure Dice is sponsoring this giveaway. They're
Yes.
super sweet. Local to BC. They're based in Langley. I think it's Langley. I hope I'm right about that.
Abbotsford.
Abbotsford.
Yeah.
They're in the valley.
They're in the valley.
But they're like super awesome local folks running an awesome small business and partnering with us also like local awesome streamers.
Support
so
local.
yeah, snaps for Adventure Dice because they're
Yeah.
dope. You guys should check them out. Even if you don't win the giveaway, you can always use our code Dicecream on their website to get 10% off of your dice, and they're very reasonably priced and free shipping in Canada. So check them out. I'm gonna do one more plug. I know we always do this, and you guys probably tired of me flashing my dice, but like.
Never.
Woo,
As if you could
unicorn
try
snot.
It's always blurred. It's fine.
Just
I
always
know.
just-
I can't
You
see
just-
what's happening over
But
there.
you
I
just
can.
enjoy the glitter.
Yeah.
It's like when your parents are like, "What? Am I close to the camera? And you get to
Happy
say
birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emma.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Yay! We're gonna get this on camera.
birthday on
It's like very fresh.
Roll,
It
blow
is.
it out.
Emma's birthday today.
Make a
It
wish.
is.
I'm also, I'm sorry, I was like, trying to be like, we need to pick a
You
key.
didn't cut me off. I was done saying everything I need to say.
Yeah.
We say
Always
the
just
word.
singing way high.
We had planned when
Yeah.
that was happening before you got here, and I'm so
Oh,
sorry I
that's
didn't
okay.
clarify with you. But
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Happy
Thank you. Yeah, it's my champagne birthday, 28th,
Ooh.
28 on the 28th.
Wow.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
6?
I had mine when I was 3, so
Oh.
but I did another one when I was 33, so I was
Oh,
like, fuck
perfect.
Yeah.
Drinking champagne.
66, let's go. Hey.
Okay. So do I need to make a wish?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tradition.
Should we play some John Hughes music?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Don't you forget about me.
But also,
Don't forget about the candle.
oh no, it was more like I think that we're not allowed to actually have like music
15
on,
seconds.
Like, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that qualifies.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
I-
say,
Yeah,
if
I
that
think
gets
that was
picked
under
up for
Do you really think a
parody.
bot could recognize that as like the tonal qualities of a John Hughes song?
Don't you?
Well, hands up in your
Happy
I don't know.
birthday
Thank you so
to
much.
I think
you.
so. Put your hand up if you don't want cake. How about
I
that?
kind of can't wait to see what my reaction was like because I feel like
It was
I-
genuine.
it was
was
really
awesome.
unexpected.
You recoiled. It was-
Holy shit!
Celebration!
The cake is alive.
Flash it now!
But yeah, so happy birthday, Emma.
Aww. And yeah, I have a cinnamon now.
You
a
do?
cinnamon figure.
Yeah, you have a cinnamon mini,
Wow.
which
A
is
Cinnamini.
Oh my
Cinnamini.
god, a
Sorry.
cinnamony. Oh, they're just hanging out with the dip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty.
As you do.
it's the real watering hole.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
Oh my god.
Alright.
You want to take a little
I don't want
dip
that
in the
dip
dip?
anymore.
Oh, it's cheesy.
I don't want the
Oh,
watering.
no.
Big man.
It's so thick.
Oh,
Okay, and we're
it's
done.
chunky.
So,
We're bringing some real weird energy to the table tonight. Anyone on stream, like, I'm sorry ahead of time, but I'm also
You know
you're
what?
welcome.
it's because we're coming down from last week, right? Like everybody's
Yeah,
gotta
that was
like
some intense. And we
not
got
take
some, like,
things as seriously.
We got some hardcore RP ahead of us
Yeah.
this session, y'all.
I
So
will
like,
do it.
Yeah, I'm
get
real
ready.
excited
I
to
gotta
just
go.
sit
The
back
vibe's
and
gonna go
not do
downhill
anything
real
for an
fast.
hour.
I
Yeah.
gotta
I'm
go,
so
sorry.
excited.
I just got a call that I have to be at the hospital.
I gotta do
You are a doctor.
You're
Yeah.
getting a haircut.
I gotta get
Yeah.
my haircut.
Um,
You gotta go.
But yeah, so I don't think there's anything. Oh, we did do one thing. Kevin Teespring.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we like have merch now, kind of.
We have merch now, kind of that we designed.
That
and
was so
you
cute,
can
millennial
purchase it.
Kevin. He was like, phone. Oh yeah, like we have merch now.
Yeah, it's on the Teespring. It's through the Teespring website, but it's a little weird because like I'm still figuring it out because you can't go on there and just like search for our stuff. It's like we have our own private store, and then like I have to give people a link to the store to buy stuff. So I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, like the little Dicecream logo, we put on like some hoodies and T-shirts and stuff. It's pretty cool. I actually like the hoodie a lot. So
I'm
we'll play
actually
around with
just
other
waiting
designs.
to get that link so I can buy that hoodie. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stoked because I don't have just enough regular hoodies, and I'm like, hell yeah.
I
Yeah.
would
I
hugely
can't wait
grab
to.
us.
I'm looking forward to getting that all black Furbolg one.
Yeah.
All black with
yeah.
just the white outline.
Hang dong like a furbolg.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, if anyone has any suggestions for ridiculous memes or references for us to put
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
merch,
please.
Mr.
Definitely.
Bean's cup.
I could just put the Tenacious D meme on
his face like
sweatshirt.
Just gif
Yeah.
The
it.
Dammy Game.
It's an eggplant.
Oh,
With
dammy
the
dams.
Fairborg.
Dammy dams.
Damn, you have to be good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're still like playing.
Yeah,
I'm still playing
Mr.
around
Daddy.
with like what things to use and designs and stuff, but
Yeah.
Is that a case of having to DM us to get that link, or
pretty much yeah. For
Sorry.
now, if you want,
Yeah,
I
right into
those DMs.
was gonna put it in
Just,
the
uh,
Not approach my DMs.
actually on the Twitch stream. There should be a link that connects to the
Oh, awesome.
Teespring thing as
Well,
well.
Perfect. So yeah, so check out the Twitch stream. Otherwise, hit us up in our DMs
Do
because
not
we
do that.
actually respond to literally every DM
Yeah, I'm most certain
on the
not.
dice. You
yeah.
don't.
On
We
our
do
personal
on the dice
We're not
accounts?
talking about personal
Not-
accounts. We're
not-
talking about Dicecream.
None of you know our personal
Yeah.
accounts,
Our
I
personal
mean,
accounts
I
get
don't
linked all the time.
but we have
so.
cake.
Yay, thank you.
Oh
Alright.
my god, thank you.
so
Um,
cute.
All right, let's get
Horrifying.
into this
Yes.
family
Yes.
squabble.
Plain old
Yeah.
simple cake.
Alright.
It's family squabble.
It's
We're all
Alright.
eating cake.
We'll go ahead and see you guys in 1 minute.
How could you?
Hello.
I haven't
We have
stopped
cake
it.
Wait.
Everybody is just demolishing their cake as quick as they can. So
We're trying to
I'll
get
go ahead and let all of you.
Well, DM Jordy recap. The
I was going to say,
episode
keep your mouths full.
Oh, I will.
God.
while I recap this
Jordy.
episode. That's fun.
You all said it. Weird energy.
Jordy's
tonight.
getting
We,
into
we
the
are. It's all consensual energy.
Consensual energy.
Yes.
That's the most important thing.
This sugary
Energy.
cake will definitely help our weird energy, y'all.
Yeah. I will get 3 words in tonight. So,
We will work on the cross chatter.
so last we left off,
The 3 words are
the party having traveled to the Amber Temple, pillaged as best they could, found the specific item that they were looking for, the mythical sun sword, within a pile of treasure there. They managed to escape the Ember Temple with their lives. Nothing substantially bad really falling upon them. But leaving some questions unanswered.
Hey, Vilnius is my boy. He's good.
Aside from Vilnius,
He saved us.
the first person that you've seen from the Sword Coast within Barovia since you've been here. Making your way out, you eventually, traveling along the road, decided to not camp for the evening, and were visited by Strahd himself, floating out of the sky, landing on the ground about a few hundred feet in front of you, and proceeding to have a full conversation with you.
Yeah, also just saying that I could totally say I told you so about resting.
Right, you're
Being
fully justified.
literally the only person who was into that. And I could totally say I told you so.
But the rest of us were tired.
And it was a rather interesting conversation. A lot of questions that you had being answered by the person himself.
Yep.
In turn, asking a few questions of you, giving up a few items, one willingly, one very unwillingly.
No.
Leaf, I will be needing that
Yes,
card back.
with pleasure.
Yeah, sure.
Avec plaisir.
Avec plaisir. The icon of Ravenloft, returning.
Pour one out for
I'm remembering this moment for our Tox Machina style recap at the end of the season. Yeah,
I'm excited
I have
for
some
that.
questions.
I don't know what Tox Machina is. We shouldn't.
I was gonna say, I think
Yeah.
we're
It was the
crossing-
show that was
say
on
that?
before
Hey.
us.
We're crossing
Wow.
streams.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sorry, y'all.
So,
Okay, well, our
Hey!
group discussion, metagaming, out of character, breaking the fourth wall type.
We can definitely do all of that. But with the conversation wrapping up, Strahd sicked 15 zombie direwolves. Now you know the creatures that reside within the mist, a seemingly never-ending pile of these creatures. And some close calls, nobody dropping per se, but a very sneaky, very invisible Strahd von
Very
Zarevich.
handsy.
Very handsy. Strahd von Zarevich managed to make his way in amongst the group and rip the glowing icon of Ravenloft off of Leaf, vanishing into the woods with the glow being stifled by his cloak. The icon was gone as you finished up dispatching the last of his wolves. So, you made your way from there onto the village of Kresk after less being charmed by Strahd in a not rageful outburst per se, but I'm done with this. Very much wanting to move on to the next chapter. But Allura coming in afterwards, striking him on the face, less taking the blow, knowing that he had done something.
Baka less chain.
The group pulled into the village of Kresk, were given a private home for the evening, allowed to unpack, de-armor themselves, and prepare for sleep. And that is where we last left off. So, group, you have the last couple of minutes of the evening before any of you fall asleep. You are in a very safe interior environment. Is there anything that anyone would like to do before
Do
falling
we all
asleep?
so I just want to set the scene. Do we all have our sleeping bags, but they're laid in like a circle?
I don't think
You have a
ever been
two-story house.
Damn.
So you can have different areas of the house to yourselves.
Foot to head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With everything that
Top
has
to
been
toe.
that you've done for the village, and with some seeming vacancies within the village, you are given an entire, essentially vacated home.
Sweet.
I feel like just as an FYI, we would have snuck Casimir in there under cover of darkness so that the
Easy enough to
villagers
do.
didn't see him.
He didn't do anything on the day before, so he would be able to cast invisibility on himself and walk inside.
Right, he
guys,
looks
issues.
old. I was like, why are we hiding him? He
Oh,
he's all
he
like
looks-
decrepit and
He looks like a zombie.
He smells like shit too, so he's sitting out now. He's
Funnily enough, he doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't? Okay, then we're good.
He
What
doesn't
do you guys
actually
think we could
smell
flip this
that.
4-bedroom, 2-bath for?
I know I'm a real estate agent.
Who would you flip it to?
We'll find a way. This week on Property Doctors.
I know there's a hag that's looking to relocate. I'm a hag in Barovia. My budget is 12,000 crowns.
So,
Oh my god. Yeah. So we're all.
Tonight's energy, folks. Get used to it.
It broke me.
That was fucked up. Dude, I'm doing my best to get this all together.
you're angry. Everybody's pissed off.
Yeah, okay, wait.
Well,
I'm a dumb
Alright.
vampire.
you say okay.
You say.
So we're okay. So we're on.
Whoa, what was that?
Well, that leaf was crown molding.
Oh god.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not. Chaos has taken over and I'm in it.
Yeah, is it?
Okay,
yeah,
no,
I'm
we
sorry.
just
I
lost
should
this
stop.
incredibly important icon. This was a part of a huge part of our plan.
Yes.
I'll get into character. This was a huge part of our plan to take Strahd down. Now we don't have it, and he knows that we have the Sun Sword. We're completely fucked.
So, like, not to be that guy, but we all know he could have figured any of that out any time, right? Like, that's just the facts. Like,
I
if he
agree.
wanted to take anything from us, he could take it from us at any time.
I think he's been waiting to. I think this was a deliberate ploy of his. Like,
Absolutely.
he wanted
He's
to
been
just.
playing with us.
Yeah.
like a
Exactly.
Yeah, he was.
He's just toying with
This
us.
is a deliberate attempt to try and demoralize us, and I get it.
He
It
has our
sucks.
his body.
However, everything that happened was basically what was gonna happen. Like, this is the guy who's like, you know, just calls. This is his place. This is his This is his. He controls everything here. He knows everything here.
Mm-hmm.
He says he doesn't know shit about what we do. But come on, are we really gonna believe the sexy dumb vampire? Like, come on, guys.
Wait.
Come on.
Are you big nerd to sexy dumb?
Well, he's sexy. He can be dumb and big and dumb and sexy at the same time, and a nerd. Anyway, my point is, we can flip this house.
He came after us in the night, and he came after us invisible.
Yeah.
I think that's at least something. He didn't want to go down just straight on with us. He had to deceive us in some way.
Well, yeah.
Almost like he's scared of us.
Well, also, yeah.
Or just, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but perhaps that he felt like a full-on encounter with us without being sneaky was more of a risk than he was comfortable with.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, he sicked 15 of these stupid zombie fang guys on us. I wanted to say wolves, but it didn't happen, so here we are. This is my life. And, you know, we dispatched them pretty handily. Honestly. Like, really, we did.
The only reason we did was because of the icon, which we don't have now.
No.
It played a hand, definitely.
It played a hand, but we also were able to handle them ourselves pretty well. With the help of our new best friend and sidekick and mascot, Vilnius.
I don't think that was
New best friend, sidecock. Alright, here we are.
I would not have allowed Vilnius to be part of this.
He's outside right now.
He's
in the rain.
rooms.
He's outside on his knees going, yes, mommy.
No, he's definitively just upstairs, passed out. Like
Damn
you can hear him snoring a little bit through the
Vilnius has the energy
floorboards.
of like a 16-year-old like basement gamer.
It's fantastic.
I don't know what to think.
He's Norman Reedus in Death Stranding, all the monster in his veins. No one else? Okay.
No,
fine.
sorry.
That's okay, here we are.
So
I think that something we have to take away means that we have to go in under the cover of daytime. Whatever else we can do. I mean, I know that was probably already obvious, but I know it was not. Daytime doesn't have a cover.
Under the
As
cover
I
of
was
daytime.
thinking of the cover of night. But, okay, under the protective powers of the sun.
There we go.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Now we're on board.
Thank you.
That likely won't extend much into the castle. I think that likely his castle is. Do we remember there being any daylight in Castle Ravenloft when?
But we could perhaps make daylight.
I like that plan.
Oh,
Yes.
We can force
Yeah.
A bomb.
some light.
Yes.
Yeah.
not necessarily.
I
well,
do have. I think we should also speak about the elephant in the room. Les, your decisions endangered the entire group. We told you to not act the way that you ended up acting, and we didn't have you alongside us for that fight. And had Strahd decided to, Strahd could have made you attack us easily. He had you completely under his control. That was an incredibly poor decision. You need to think things through and check in with the group. If we're telling you not to do something, there's a fucking good reason why.
I may be hot-headed, but even I can see a charm spell coming from a mile away. If any one of you had thrown an arrow at me, thrown a pebble at me, anything at all, it would have snapped me right out of it, and he would have been right there beside me. Instead, all you were just so incredibly afraid of this man. You huddled together. You told him everything we had to tell him. I was not part of that in any way. I took my shot, I left, and you continued to tell him every secret that we could ever have a leg up on him. I had enough.
We didn't tell him everything.
We didn't. Can I just ask a question? Would Allura know how a charm spell works?
Would Les
Given
know
your
how a charm-
background,
Also that.
no.
No?
Would anyone in the group?
Hope would, because one of your paladin spells is charm person, correct?
I believe so.
Also here.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
And
And-
Yeah, Doctor, you would recognize it as well. The major difference being here, at the distance that you were at, it's a little bit difficult to tell, and the nature less of what happened is a little bit different from a traditional charm spell. It seemed to be more of an innate ability that he himself was simply more charming.
Right, but it was, again, I'm like having a
The effect is identical to what a charm person spell would accomplish, but the physicality of casting it was substantially different. But that said, the actual effect of listening to what you're being told, sitting down beside, being quiet, it all plays into the effect of being charmed, which you would have seen before.
But Les didn't make any saving throws, so I feel
Yes,
like
he
we.
did.
He did.
Oh, did he? Okay.
It was
Yeah.
a saving throw.
No, but I mean throughout the spell. Usually you do it every single round.
Nope.
not with charm person.
Okay.
So you do the one wisdom save, and then you're under that person's influence until you get attacked or you get like rocked, and then it knocks you out of it.
And then you have the ability to make another save.
I think that might be a paladin thing, but I think it's a thing that I didn't take.
Okay, I thought you said last time.
Might have. We can.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But there's a few people in the room who the effects that Les seem to be under, now that you think about it, are a little recognizable.
So that's the takeaway that was our fault. I mean, I'm okay taking responsibility, but I think what was our fault was that we traveled at night. That's something we haven't been doing.
Guys, I don't mean to be that guy again, but
You're always that guy.
did we
Doctor.
expect anything else?
No.
The moment he showed up,
Well and
we were
truly.
all lives were in danger.
Not quite the point I'm trying to take away from this.
I think what the doctor's trying to say is whether or not it was this night or another night, it was an inevitability that Strahd would have come for us and come for the icon if he really wanted it.
That's true.
I also mean, did we expect any less from Les? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the big fish lug over here, but it's what I come to expect from him. Of course he's gonna do this.
No, that's definitely.
Despite our talking with him, and I appreciate what you're saying, Allura, and I'm on board with you. However, come on.
For what you were saying about all the stuff we were revealing and, we lost the icon, but all that kind of shit, I think realistically, the biggest thing that we revealed is that we'll let our emotions get the best of us, and I think that's what Strahd is going to play to.
Well, he certainly did, and it worked.
And I think that's, if we're able to manage that, not become hot-headed in these situations, we have a leg up on the guy.
Word.
So I understand this was a unexpected instance, and I'm hearing what all you guys are saying, but I think I don't expect you to run all of your decisions by us, but I think if something that I'm concerned about is if we're in Ravenloft and we have a plan and something unexpected happens, we need to stick to that plan, and we need to trust that you'll be able to do the same, even if something makes you angry and makes you want to go after it. This was, I'm not this was unexpected. We didn't have a plan, so I'm not giving you a hard time for not sticking to that. But we need to be able to trust each other to follow through.
And there was multiple people in the group that were saying less like.
I stuck by my word. I did not attack him.
Right, but you put
I
yourself in
didn't.
a position that was a detriment to the group. And we
I
told
put myself in a position that was detrimental to me.
Had he snapped his fingers and told you to attack us,
I needed him to be afraid.
I don't think you're ever going to get that. Maybe when the last breath leaves his body with the sun sword stabbed through his chest, he'll show fear. But not until that moment, and not because of us. He's far too arrogant.
He's kind of a smug dick.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't even feel emotion.
Yeah, and he clearly didn't. Like, don't get me wrong, buddy. I see where you're coming from, and I feel you. I really do. I'm gonna turn my chair around so I'm sitting on
You're like
the front.
the guidance counselor.
There's always that guy.
You know.
The doctor is literally that guy.
But you know what, buddy? Sometimes.
His little sign that says the doctor is in.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, about 5 cents. I don't know, because me, personally, that's what I expected him to do. I knew that if... First off, like, we're never going to scare Strahd.
No.
End of story. Done.
Yep.
Strahd, and again, my point remains, Strahd knows everything. He is... This is his place. He controls everything here. He knows everything that's going on here. Like, of course he was going to come for us. It was an inevitability. Also an inevitability was that our dear friend, Leslie was gonna go off all half cocked on him, which, I mean, we have to account for.
You know, realistically, this could actually play into our favor. If he expects that.
All told, too, like, not to put too fine a point on it, but we easily, not super easily, but easily enough, took care of 15 of his little zombie wolves. One person down.
Agreed. I think Les, you seem very on the defensive. I don't think anyone's assigning one person blame for this, for what happened. And I don't think you should assign another person or sole person blame. It's a collective thing. But you should acknowledge that there were some consequences to your action. But as the doctor says, like, should we just be expecting this of you? Like, is this something we're going to have to figure into our plans? Is that you will just leap
Obviously,
in?
it was a surprise attack, and we all acted accordingly. I tried to take myself out of the equation. Nothing was happening. I could see secrets being revealed. I tried to take myself out of it for as long as I could. But again, we didn't have a plan. And I couldn't. I held back as long as I could, but I also...
Did you, though?
I need him to die.
We all do, buddy. We get it.
No, I need
Do a
him
little
to
bit
die.
more.
Just you, then go for it, man. We're not holding you back.
Collectively, we're all our best chance of getting the fuck out of this place. We've had this talk before.
I won't get to go home if I don't kill him.
No, none of us do.
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say.
but even if we find a way out of here, I literally can't.
No, I think we
No,
figured
again,
out.
none of us do.
I think we figured that out.
There have been other ways to get out of here, though.
No, there haven't.
Yes, there has. We've heard of Valaki going in and out of portals in this town, have we not?
Vistani, that's Vistani.
No, we
Stop.
haven't. There's the one way out, and it's through him.
There's only one way.
The Vistani are let out by him,
Did we just meet a friend of ours named Villius?
who was brought here by him.
you can get
It's
in.
one way only.
Built
It's one way
this-
You
trip.
can't leave without his, knowledge and permission and
Right.
help.
Not only
Yeah.
that, I'm not even sure if it'd be possible with him dead unless we figure out a way to get Barovia somehow connected back to the real plane of existence, the real dimension that we're from.
There's only one way. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel you. I really do. However, there's only one way for all of us, literally all of us, and everybody else, and Vilnius, and Casimir, and, I don't know, old Mr. Swanson down the block owns the bank.
John.
Old John. And you remember John, your friend from Valaki?
I think so.
You remember John, so memorable.
It was really the best
Such
of
a
us.
big character. He's not getting home either, buddy. I don't know why I'm turning into Jimmy Stewart.
You were going there, yeah.
Okay, I think we should just agree on some takeaways from this and maybe keep them in mind when we're figuring out our final plan to invade Ravenloft.
Because we're getting there.
We're getting there.
And that is that united, we're as best as we can be. We need to figure out how we can cooperate and play to our strengths instead of our weaknesses. Strahd had us, we were still fighting, but we were making poor decisions last night. Every single one of us. We acted impulsively, and it was to our detriment. Maybe it was a foregone conclusion before he even revealed himself, but still we lost what we needed to have. Secondly, that we need to be a team and be watching out for each other.
You know,
I'm not only blaming Les. I feel actually really fucking terrible. I should have thought better than riding through the night. I know better than that. I know these creatures. I've tracked them. Sometimes I forget it's not just me. It's not just me darting from shadow to shadow. It's all of us, and we're only as strong as our weakest member, and we're only as sneaky as the least sneaky person among us.
Look at each
Clank,
Was it you or me, honestly?
Leaf shuffles and like clank, clank, clank. So we need to stop thinking about how we can behave based on our own strengths and start thinking about how we can behave based on the group's strengths and taking everyone's weaknesses into our own considerations.
You know what occurs to me? The icon of Ravenloft's in Ravenloft now. That's where we're going. I mean, it's still there. It's not going anywhere. We can get it back.
We could try.
There are ways to locate things.
We can get it back while we're there. So he can't steal it from us.
At the very least, if we manage to kill him, maybe we make sure we take it before we go back.
Or we just take it and then use it on him while we're killing him.
If we can.
We can though. We can kill him with it. That's why he took it from us.
Well, I mean, if we can find it.
Oh, we'll find it.
It's likely to be.
We can locate stuff.
Yeah.
Got a spell. There's a spell for that.
Hey. But anyway, I don't think we should. I know that none of us are really trying to make you feel terrible. Like, we are a team, and I'm not mad. I'm just scared. I wanted to know that I can count on everyone here, and I want to know that I can count on myself. And right now, I'm feeling a little shaken. But I think what we can agree on is to move forward, start making a plan to do what you're trying to do, which is to kill Strahd. It's time for the final act of this fucking place. And to do that, we need to go back to get that Hero's Feast scroll, and then we need to go to Valaki and summon all of our allies and figure out a final plan.
Everybody behind that.
Alright.
We've seen you in a similar state to this before, and you need to promise me one thing. Don't you dare punch Cinnamon again.
I won't punch Cinnamon. So.
Swear to fucking God, dude.
And Hope, I want to apologize to you. You were the sensible one last night, and I wasn't listening to you. And I know I can be a little hardy at times, and last night was one of those times, and I'll remember it.
I still went with the group. I did what we all decided. I could have spoke up louder.
It's no one's fault. It's a decision we
the only one
made.
that spoke up, so we should have been considering everything, and we got a little bit cocky and forgot the real circumstances around us.
I know that was how I was feeling as well. I thought, let him come. No, won't be forgetting that quickly.
So, with discussing all of what happened yesterday, last night.
No,
it's
this night.
An hour ago.
Yeah.
2 hour and a half.
We just arrived to Crestfleet.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I got my icy hot
What
on
happened?
Let's fight.
Full stop.
I'm just reading.
I'm back on my book.
What is our game plan from here?
I think what Leith said, we know that that scroll is in the Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
That'll give us a leg up. Like that, it might not replace what we lost, but it'll definitely give us an advantage. So if we can grab that, that'd be great.
A surprise advantage as well.
Yeah.
Are we able to send word to the people that we think might join our cause to meet us in Valaki in a few days' time, or
Maybe we should do that when we're on the road.
I can reach out.
It could also be because it
fun.
uses
Yeah.
some of your energy.
If Leaf has the ability to do it now before we sleep for the night and rest up,
yeah,
maybe he
that's
should do
what
it
I'm
now.
thinking. If we
So are
can
we
kind of
gonna-
coordinate.
Are we gonna head to Valaki tomorrow? Is that the...
I mean, I guess we'll see what happens at the Abbey first, but I think we can safely say we'll be in Valaki in a day to
A
2
week.
days' time. Wait,
Because
how long
how-
is the travel between
It's like a day
Crest? Yeah.
or 2 days.
So maybe we can say in 2 days' time we'll be in Valaki at the
Come
very outside.
Is DM? Hi. What is the travel time between Kresk and Valaki?
You would need to overnight somewhere
Okay.
Oh, in
where
that
you would
tower?
do that. The tower is a decent option. Essentially, have it be a short first day and a long second day because the tower to Valaki
So it
is
is
a
like
longer
2-3
day.
days.
It's a solid 2 days.
Okay, so 3 days.
3 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might even say 4 just to be safe. Because who knows how fucking long.
We can
But
say
it's
3 to
also
4.
if they
I
are
know
safe
what we
with
do.
being within the city by themselves before we get there, if they
We can
can
tell
be
them
waiting
to go to
for
the
us.
Blue Water Inn.
So, we're thinking of going to the Abbey, right? So, supposing we do a murder on the Abbot, which sounds great to me. I'm into it. However, what about his stables full of animal people? What happens to them?
Swift death.
We're gonna get rid of those people?
I mean,
Their life's
I
not
don't think
worth
we're-
much at the moment.
because
I don't mean they have no value. I'm saying they're in agony.
I get that, but
There's the other folks who were working at the Abbey originally. I imagine that they would continue to look after.
there's 2 of them. 3 if you include old Claudia.
There's a lot of trapped souls.
Cloven?
in that building.
That's the guy. That's our boy. I'm just saying. Let's think about this for a sec. Because the only one who's keeping them fed is the abbot. I'm not saying we shouldn't go for the scroll. I think it's a good idea. But I also think we should be aware of the fact that there's like 50, 60 scary feral animal people.
But we also have 2 of the sneakiest motherfuckers around with us right now.
I'm not disagreeing with that. But I am saying what happens when the only thing controlling those guys is gone.
I think that I don't know about you guys, but I don't think that we were planning to go into another major fight
It's gotta be
so
a stealth
quick.
mission.
I think that Elise and I don't know about you, but I'm pretty confident you know where it is, and
You do, and I can cast Pass Without Trace. So we can try and get in and out.
I'm just saying, because we need to prepare for inevitabilities.
Right.
Yeah.
So, can you lend us Rick? Can he join us? And he can pop back if there's any trouble, and you can bust down the gate, and we can sort of try for stealthy, and then if that fails, then fucking
I mean,
light it up.
I don't see why not, and I'm a big fan of this lighting it up plan. However,
I know what you're saying though with the animals.
I would again
Yeah.
like to mention the stalls and stalls of feral animal people who probably will not take too kindly to the surrounding area.
I mean, you might think me heartless, but why don't we just burn the fucker to the ground?
I mean,
Now,
it
I'm
is
a
one
big-
of your favorite
I am a
things.
huge fan of it. However, I think my point still remains that stalls and stalls, there's a lot of them.
And the buildings they're in are made of wood.
This is a fine point. You know what? I guess we'll see how it plays. But I just think it's something we should be aware of. That's all.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I don't think I have a right answer for that. I don't think we can set these things free. Look at like
Oh, I
Kresk is
certainly
so
don't
near
think
here.
we can.
If you don't want to kill them, I don't think we have much of an option except for let them starve.
I was going to say again, big fan of that plan.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm not.
However, I just want to, put it to the table because I know some of us aren't quite as efficient as you or I.
I don't think it has anything to do with my efficiency. It's actually my mercy.
Efficiency. I'm using a code word.
I know,
It's a
but
code word, Elif.
these things are.
Elif code word.
I'm making the argument to those of us who are more soft-hearted at the table
Yeah.
that these things are not enjoying a good life.
Sure.
And they were once people who have been corrupted.
Okay.
It's not really any different than dispatching the undead. They were people once too.
Were the buildings wood?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Were the buildings wood?
I was stone exterior, but they're essentially in
There was hay and stuff.
horse pens.
Okay.
So hay on the ground, wood walls. There was a 2-story building, the upstairs being
Right.
that hospital that you
Right,
had that
right.
encounter with.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that was
so
wood
very-
floors there. So the interior of the building is wood.
Yeah.
Exterior being stone that would collapse in if the structure started to fail.
Hey, here's a crazy thought. What if? Fun idea. You're gonna like this, Leslie. Fun idea. What if we set fire to the stables first? Ergo.
Distract the abbot.
Exactly.
Not against that idea.
It's a fun idea, right?
I was gonna say the last time I snuck past him, I felt very sneaky, and he was distracted. He was talking to one of his. So, with him, it'd be better, probably easier to sneak by him if he was actually paying attention to something else.
I mean, I think the best, or another option to consider is us not even letting him know that we're there. At all.
Maybe
Or-
you being ready to set fire to the stables could be the distraction if he
That would-
notices us.
That does that
That's-
fun.
That's a very good warning signal. And I also, to circle back to what Alif was saying, I think the way that you were describing these creatures and how their similarities to the undead, I think that makes a lot of sense, to be merciful and to end their lives as much as I want to save as many lives as possible. Plus, the abbot is
Just a real,
Yeah.
He's a
real,
weirdo, that
real
guy.
creep.
I think that there's the possibility of Leaf also has access to magic that can remove curses.
That's
right?
true, yeah.
Leaf? And I don't know how exactly that might work, but there's things we could potentially try.
I don't know that this is a curse.
It's a physiological adjustment.
Let's,
Yeah, they've
should,
been
we
magical
figure,
experimenting.
should we
curse.
figure this
They've been
out
stitched.
when we need to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not against trying what we can for them, but I think that's generally for magical curses, and this is they've been ripped apart and sewn back together.
What was the one that
Cloven?
I just remember Cloven.
There was two. There was Cloven, and there was the guy who we were pretty
there
sure.
was one that remembered things.
Yeah, he was the dog person who was with you in the cemetery where you found the ring.
Yeah, Cloven, the two-headed goat man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course he's gonna be there. He's our friend.
I mean, is he gonna be out in that?
And Otto.
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 2 dog claws, 1 crow claw, and 1 human hand.
Sounds good. And sorry, just to clarify, so we know that there's like a bunch more of these fellers kicking in there, or are we just assuming?
There was also that really horrific one that Les discovered.
Oh
right?
yeah, the flesh golem or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right, yeah, the one that was gnarly.
It was in the basement, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well
There
let's
was a
go.
back pen around the side.
I'll get you to roll a history check for me. Try to remember what it was.
Mm-hmm. 17.
17. Less of an animal-human hybrid, closer to a less refined version of the stitched bride that he was creating for Strahd. So an early version of that, most likely. Much larger, standing close to 7 feet tall, stitched assorted limbs together, and it appeared to be more of a guard than of one of the actual creatures. It was under control, and it was preventing any of the creatures from leaving the pens. It was essentially patrolling the hallway
Right.
between where all the pens were, so where all the stables are there on each side,
Yeah.
and then it was essentially walking up and down the halls to make sure that nobody tried to escape the pens. And you did see that there were multiple fist blood impacts where something probably did escape, and it would have pummeled them into the ground.
So that thing will just take care of it.
I mean, yeah, until it falls apart.
Okay, I think we might.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Big fan of setting everything on fire. Huge fan. Good idea. However, I just wanted us to think think that through before we went in, guns blazing, right? Huh? He knows.
I don't think the best thing is for us to go into guns blazing. I think
Really?
Leaf and I have an excellent chance of getting in and out quickly, cleanly, without disturbing anything.
If you believe in it, I believe in you.
Do we want to wait till tomorrow night and go into the cover of darkness?
So-
That'd be my suggestion.
Didn't we just go through
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole thing about
Right.
darkness?
I can't see shit
Yeah.
in the dark anyway, so
Especially during that conversation that he knew about the abbot.
I thought he didn't know about him.
Wasn't there?
No, we
didn't
didn't
know
know
about
about the
that.
abbot, but we did.
You were charmed,
We
it's
did.
okay.
I can still hear what things are going on.
I'm giving you an
I know, we
hour.
don't have to go visit the abbot. But it's daytime, either way, if we go in the day.
Why don't we let's
sleep on it.
sleep on it, wake up, crack of dawn.
See how
if
we're
we're feeling real, like Leaf's
Like we're
saying.
gonna.
You know, if we feel real punchy and full of vinegar, then we can go for it.
We're feeling soft and full.
Then I'm just gonna take off. I'm gonna go.
I think it's the best plan we have. We have precious little to surprise Strahd with. This would be something. I say let's go for it. I'm willing to go in and sneak in, as is Laura.
So do we want to light the stables on fire? Yay, nay.
I think here's the plan.
Listen.
Allura and I go in.
I'll know
Rick
if
goes
we-
with us.
Okay.
Yous all get into position to light the stables on fire.
Okay.
And if anything starts to go haywire, we pop Rick right back to you.
Okay.
And he gives you the signal, and you start lighting shit up.
Okay. Sounds good.
I can also.
Big fan.
I have fire arrows, and I can start lighting things up on our end if it doesn't go well.
Leaf, just want to say, big fan of this efficiency.
Yeah.
Real big fan.
Let's burn it down.
Good idea. Love burning. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Not proven in court.
Shall
It's
we?
okay. Can I double check this plan?
Yeah.
I got really excited about candy and then lost track of it.
The story of
You and
my
I are going
life.
in the morning.
Yep.
These guys are getting to the part of the abbey where they can see all the stables, and they're gonna get ready to light things on fire. If Rick
I'm
pops back to
Right, but
them,
there was a person right at the door, so
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
won't even be able to get
Yeah,
in
we're not
without
gonna-
alerting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to be a little bit further back.
But aren't
although
there-
Firebolt can work at 120 feet, so
they could go around the side, could they not?
We're gonna have to.
I mean, I got a dimension.
How could you guys get over the? Yeah, okay.
I got a dimension. I can just dimension.
Just
Doors.
Or you store through a dimension
Poof,
to the
and
spot.
by. Yeah. I mean, I can't take all of you, but you know, I can take.
Just take the fieriest one and then we're good to go. Cool.
Take our old friend Les, because he's going to be helpful in there.
Real
Water.
hothead.
We need water in this situation.
This is your moment, buddy.
Free
You
shit.
can finally. This is your time. It's
But
here now.
let's also make sure that would be splitting the party into 3 separate groups of people.
Yeah.
Let's
There
make
is
sure that that's a good decision. I don't think that's a good decision.
I'd be more comfortable with 2, knowing that these are all the cavalry.
Yep.
If something happens to Allura and I.
100%. I want you guys together as a
what is your dimension?
It'll take one person.
Just
Yeah.
one person.
Yeah. So here's my thinking. This is my idea. I honestly think the three-way might be a good idea in that Allura and Alif and Rick, hey buddy, what's up? Go down, get a scroll. Shit goes haywire, open eye, behind the stable, ready to just set everything on fire. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time. At the door, at the gate, we got Leaf and we got Big Boy.
Could be Cinnamon with them so
And
that
Cinnamon.
they can rush.
Kick
oh
stuff.
yeah,
That way.
I don't think they could both ride cinnamon at the same
they
time.
can.
They can.
But that
Really?
way, we've got
Wow.
it covered from 3 ways.
Cinnamon could take a lot.
Leaf and Les, probably not.
It's doing
The
a
2
really
largest
boys.
characters in the party.
I just want to say,
He's not the-
Les, I think canonically is
He's
like
not the
4.5
largest.
feet.
Les
I think
is
it's
pretty
actually the
small.
shortest.
Les,
Yeah,
a little
Les
baby.
is not that big.
Les is really small.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
a little baby.
Sorry, correct.
But either way.
But he's wearing
Hope would be
armor.
the only other larger character. Because Doctor with basically no armor, you with studded leather armor, you with studded leather armor versus
I have scale mail, but yeah.
Scale.
Yeah, I think like.
And Les is also wearing mithril, so it's like
Light
really
as
light.
fuck.
He's a little
But
baby.
he himself is quite heavy.
He's got a goblin body.
It's just our intro has him looking very short.
That's what I had in
Which is
mind.
why I got such fucking problems with aggression.
Because I
Whoa,
got
whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
sorry.
Hold on.
Yeah, because Cinnamon can carry 540 pounds.
Okay, I think I'm like 400 pounds.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you think Les is
I don't know
240?
what's 8 feet. Like I'm. I think
You're a solid 300.
Yeah.
Just you, not including your gear.
Oh, then yeah, that wouldn't be an issue. You guys can manage
Well,
Well, no, that's not including gear.
that.
Armor on top of that, like you would basically like Cinnamon would be Leaf and one of the 3 smallest characters.
Also,
Yeah.
one thing about
At a
that plan
stretch.
is that if the 2 of you are lighting things on fire in a pen full of animals,
Yeah,
and
great
they all
time.
get out and they're all coming towards you, what the fuck you guys do?
They won't be coming towards us. Also, worst comes to worst, we can just dimension door back.
Yeah.
that seems to make more sense.
Like, come on, guys.
Right. But
Okay, we'll have.
None of that solves the problem
Yeah,
of us
like
immediately
us-
getting help.
yes, the point of you guys
Yeah.
being prepared to help us is that if we're fucked, just you guys coming
That's the
in and
thing.
lighting
If
shit
we
on
get
fire.
caught, then
outed
yeah,
is
it's already gonna be far
a
gone.
dangerous
if they get
person.
caught. So we should just all stick together.
I suppose.
We can light a fire on the way in. Though.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
I like that.
Okay, let's. I'm getting tired. I need to get back to reading my book.
Yeah, I have some very important meditating to do.
Alrighty.
I gotta
So-
center my chakras.
Turning in for the evening, sleep restlessly comes to all of you, with the exception of a couple of you being startled awake a little bit during the night with Vilnius snoring upstairs.
Oh, he's so lovable.
Oh my god.
You do wake up the following morning, light peeking in. It is a little bit warmer than what you're used to.
It's warmer than what we're used to.
Yeah,
Leaf
just-
puts on his trouble.
you've had for
Oh,
the
yeah,
most
we've
part
been
the
in the
days
fucking
have been.
mountains.
Yeah, you've been in the mountains with a lot of snow. Even remembering back to what Kraysk was, you've been gone for a couple of days now. It's starting to. It's not waking up to a chill in your bones anymore. So it is a little bit comforting. But you do have the day to yourselves. It is still. You've had to sleep in a little bit later just to make sure that you all got a full night rest. So probably give or take 9 o'clock or so, 10 o'clock by the time you get up and start getting moving.
Okay, I just want to say, like, out of character here, because this is like a thing, because we describe the plan in detail, it's gonna go wrong. That's
Of course.
just a thing.
Yeah, of course.
That's how
Absolutely.
it works in movies.
Yeah.
Alright. With
Also,
that
I hear
said-
that.
One of us isn't
my
going to show
one
up to
should
the
be
run.
fully charged after that long rest now because it's 1d6 plus 1, so
You rolled at the end of last session
Yeah.
before you actually
Oh.
went to sleep. Because I remember that
That's how it
specifically.
ended, yeah.
That was not me intentionally being like
All good.
cheeky.
So, the day is yours, I'm assuming, heading out in the morning,
We should get a nice
leaving
nutritious
Vilnius
breakfast.
behind or bringing him with you.
No, we don't
Leaving
need
him
him with us. He's
behind.
fine.
Casimir,
We
same.
gotta keep him alive.
Leaving them behind.
Leaving them behind. So just the
No,
6
he's
of
like,
you.
we're like leaving him. Like he's like, oh, you're have fun.
No, Vilnius, we can bring Vilnius with us to.
No, we shouldn't leave.
To Strahd?
No, he's important. We should keep him alive.
That's what I mean.
Oh, that's a good point.
So, making your way up the side of the mountain the following day. Just the 6 of you and Cinnamon, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
6 of us plus Cinnamon plus Rick.
6 of you plus Cinnamon plus Rick. Okay. Awesome.
The
Are we
game.
taking Casimir with us?
No,
No.
he's staying.
Casimir good.
Fucking guy has lied to us so much. I am not
He
thrilled
actually
about it.
knows the app.
Yeah, no, he and the
Oh,
Abbot are probably like,
guys.
oh, good to see you. Good to see you, Casimir. Yeah, good to see you, Abbot.
You're
So-
back.
Yeah, mamma mia.
Sounds
Oh,
like
boy.
a GTA 4 dog.
Yeah, no, it's just Roman and fucking...
I don't know.
The road west from the village
Thank you, Dirty.
climbs above the mist to a wide ledge on which the abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees and the rocky earth, a little bit chillier than what you were used to down in Velaki, or down in Kraysk, I should say. The gravel road passes between 2 small stone outbuildings, to either side of which stretches a 5-foot-high, 3-foot-thick wall of jumbled stones, the one that you've walked past, both going to and coming from the abbey, essentially marking the outer perimeter of the abbey itself. At the end of that, you remember the long rusted iron gate that gave a rather distinct squeaking sound opening it last time that you were there. So, what would you like to do?
Actually, can we see anywhere around that? Is there a spot other than the gate that the rest of the party?
I climbed up last
The wall
time.
is only 5 feet high. It's quite easy to climb over.
door.
Okay, so maybe the rest of the party should get in position kind of closer to the stables and sneak around the wall.
The ledge also does kind of wrap around the entire enclosure. For the most part, you've been in, if you can imagine, it's basically a giant J. You've been in the bottom half of the J and the crook. You haven't actually been up top. You just remember looking out and seeing vineyards of some kind of vegetation, but you never actually ended up going there.
Oh, that's right.
Let's not.
But there is an exterior ledge all the way around the outside of the wall, so you can kind of pick a point that you want to flip over the edge.
I think that if you can pass, that lasts for how long?
An hour.
An hour. Okay.
But it only lasts within 30 feet of me, so...
But it's just...
Yeah, I know, but the rest of them won't be sneakier than
Right.
usual.
That's what I'm saying. We need to move into place and away from these guys in case they start making noise. We need to be sneaky.
Let's start.
So...
Yeah. Do you know where you're going to be in position?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Do you want, now, before we go in, do you want all of us at the stable?
I think actually...
You take point on this. This is your plan.
My thought would actually be if we are split up into 3 groups, that perhaps you should dimension door to us if we send Rick to us. Because that means the abbot will have caught us and we need backup.
Now,
Although then you wouldn't be able to light stables on fire.
well, there's that. But also, I can't dimension door to a place I've never been, or I can't see.
Oh, yes.
You can.
It's just,
It's a little iffy.
there's a risk.
Just
What if
dimension door into
Rick
the
had
ground.
seen it.
Oh, you know what? I guess that works. I can see through old Rick's eyes. Isn't that right, buddy? It is.
You'd be able to essentially use Rick to find a point, know exactly where he is, because he's only within 100 feet of you, that you can see through his eyes, right?
Yeah.
Right,
But he
but-
could report back to me.
He
Solid.
could, and you could, surmise.
You can finagle it.
Yeah, and just, again, a check would be involved, but
Yeah, of course.
theoretically it's possible.
So,
So maybe...
it's up to you.
I
Your
don't know.
plan.
Is Rick, are you able to tell the doctor if we need him and a party member to come to us?
Yeah, by the time.
What?
That was
Yeah, buddy,
anytime.
What?
He's still hungover.
What, mate?
He was
He's
partying.
he's a partier.
Yeah,
it's
it's
true.
in his name.
All right.
Plus, he sounds like the
the
other
hormone
hormone
monster.
monster,
Yeah.
the
So,
really sad one.
Maybe we
Also,
just have to...
there you go. There's our guy.
Maybe we just have to let Rick tell the doctor if it's really really dire, and other than that, then you guys all stay together.
I might suggest, just as an option, if it comes to this, it may be wiser for you guys to get out into the courtyard, so there's more room in which we can all get at him.
Yeah, so let's plan if we can. If he catches us, we'll run. But that might not be possible. I mean, we haven't seen this person's full powers. We can only surmise that they're a celestial or have celestial powers of some kind. There's a lot that's the unknown here, so we just have to hope everything goes to plan, and if it doesn't, we'll do our best.
All right, Jordy, how wide is the ledge around the wall?
The ledge?
Yeah.
Ledge is about 5 feet, 6 feet.
Okay, so it's
Decent
easily
enough.
walkable.
Easily walkable.
Okay, cool.
You don't know how sturdy it is beyond the main area, but it's the same width.
Okay,
And
so
it-
reasonably
sturdy. It does disappear around the bottom side. You're not sure if it continues because it essentially is a slight curve.
I see.
And then that's where the main actual building of the abbey is. And now that you're there, all of you are tall enough to be able to look over the ledge, right? So you can essentially just kind of like look up and peek over. You do remember that there is the large courtyard out front, and then there is a secondary interior
I think you actually
area.
sent us a map.
I did.
Can we look at that?
Visuals
I
from
think
Jordy.
that-
I
Where
Send
is
it to
this
you again.
Is the scroll?
Plus 2 by.
Scroll is in the basement.
Scroll was in the basement beside where he was training the golem that he had created. I'm just gonna fire this over to you on Slack again.
Yay!
I think it's all amber temple.
Slack it.
We're all actually doing real campaign stuff on our phones.
Yeah.
I just
100%
looked at
we
the
are.
last little visual aid that I sent, and it's when we were still using regular maps. Just a little piece of paper.
How quaint.
So the path is what's on the left side of that map. The gate with this the squeaky hinge gates. That's the gap between those two buildings. And then the inner courtyard. Jumping over, if you were to jump over that wall before you hit the gate, Allura, that's where you had the cemetery with all the gravestones. The cracked open one where you found the ring.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's essentially just before the gate. You could jump into that little cemetery area.
Okay.
You can kind of see that.
Are those buttresses blocking the path there?
The buttresses? You can't see those at the distance that you're at right now.
Well,
Yeah.
so that's
It's
just
a
one.
little awkward, but essentially like give it a minute of like peeking around things. You would see that those are essentially just stone pillars that would keep the structure secure
I see.
as erosion happened on the side of the mountain.
Wonderful. Before I send Rick with all y'all, can I have him just do a quick like zoom up the path?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it's
Yeah.
Yeah, easy enough to do.
Clothes are covering.
Do we know anything about whether or not, potentially being a celestial, the abbot would be sensitive to Rick's presence? Does it matter?
I don't know about it.
All right, just
I
go
mean,
for it.
it's a
Fuck it.
risk. But...
Yeah, we're already here. We're already gonna do some stuff.
Okay.
People are dying today, one way or the other.
Oh, wait.
What? You guys are the ones who said it was cool to murder a whole bunch of people, not me.
They're not people.
I said, okay, okay,
Whoa, okay.
You know what?
We'll crack this can. Just
Please,
get it.
do you
get in
do you
there,
feel
get out,
confident
be
that we
safe.
can sneak down
Why? I think we can.
past like it's stairs?
There's two sets of stairs. There's one that goes up. There's one that goes down.
Mhm.
Get us down into the basement. It's not really. There's not down there. It's just an old wine cellar.
Okay.
I'm correct, right? In my recollection of that, it was just an old wine
There's
cellar.
multiple
Yeah.
doors
So,
into that room.
based on what you remember, now that you're here, your memory is jogging a little bit. Going to the courtyard, there's the main double-doored gate, which was closed, just wooden doors. When that opens, the left is where the stables are. The right is his building where he was doing all the training, and then there's an upstairs area as well, and that's where you pass over that little gantry into the hospital area.
And that's where I saw the creepy ghosts.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. And the upstairs area above where he was is where you found the drunken Cloven.
Right. And then
Yeah.
be friends with.
And
Right.
the downstairs area below where he was, that was the wine cellar
And
where
it was
you
pretty
had
much in disuse.
it was in disuse, and you now, like with all the experience that you've had now with the winery, a lot of that is making a lot more sense. A lot of these bottles are very old, drunk bottles, clearly by Otto, most likely.
Otto or the abbot?
Well, Otto was the one who had the bottles upstairs with him, and he was wasted the whole time.
Oh, Cloven.
Sorry, Cloven, I should say.
I'm gonna turn to the doc and say, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just pay the bird guys that run the keepers of the feather that run the winery to come drop off some wine? We pay them to pick that scroll up, and no one's the white. Well, either way.
You
let's
know,
keep
buddy,
going.
if ifs and buts were candy and nuts.
We'll worry about that one later.
You know what? Sometimes we just gotta go with the heart. Live, laugh, love, right?
This
It's
is it.
our time now, here.
So,
Jesse and Nicole, everyone.
looking over the wall, there are a few different entry points that you can see. What is it you're looking at doing?
I think we're trying to get in the sneakiest way possible.
So the sneakiest way possible,
That's
Up
the
to
option I'd like to pick.
you've got the map in front of you to figure out where you want to climb over the wall. Obviously, the gate is definitively not the sneakiest way possible.
So, the two sets of stairs here.
Yep.
Which is the one up and which is the one down?
Right is
God.
down, left is up.
I'm tired of this
Okay.
shit.
Yeah,
So,
Nothing's kicking the door less.
Sorry, there's like a
So if you go in the door,
this door.
so you can zoom in. So if you go in this door, right is down, left is going up.
Okay.
And how high are the walls on the first floor?
Walls on the first floor, 10 to 12 feet.
And it looks like there's windows.
Windows.
There are a few windows, yeah.
Okay.
Side of the building. Go up to the window, see
South
what
side?
we can see.
Like,
Yeah, where we
hop
have
over the fence
Mhm.
wall at the southmost side there.
Go through those few graves and bushes and then see if we
Yeah.
can get in through that window.
Yeah.
All right,
It's a little bit of cover that we can use.
I agree. I think it's probably the least.
But I mean, that
Majority's just
puts us
filling
the
the place
further
up.
away from the stairs down. But there's more windows on the other side for us to be seen.
It's well, but then
Then
going
we can
around, we could also. Oh no, wait. The gates are like kind of equidistant from both.
I guess there's 3 windows along the north wall.
Why don't we go try and get in the windows in the north wall, at least because it's closest to the gates. We can kind of make a quick run for it to get cover behind the bushes, and then just sort of peek into those windows and see what's in there even.
Okay, so you're saying on like the west wall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Or wait, which way is west?
I'm just using up
Looking
is
up?
north.
Okay, so I'm saying the north wall,
I know.
kind of closest to.
With the 3 windows?
Yeah.
There's no cover there. Though, nothing to hide.
Okay. So yeah, the west wall with one of the windows there.
So excited for my
Okay.
backup character.
But I do think, I think that maybe if we crawl over the wall, on like more
That's my backup
southmost,
character.
so that we're not crawling over the wall right by the gate. I feel like the gate will be watched.
Yep. I'll cast a spell, and you know what? I'll let you go a little bit ahead, and I'll follow your lead for getting in.
Okay.
And then once we're in, I'll lead us down to the basement.
Okay. So,
Yep, I got it.
Kaylee, I'll just double check that you're okay with this.
Yep.
So, I'm saying we'll kind of sneak along here,
Mhm.
jump the fence here, and then kind of hide in here, looking in these windows.
Yep, to see what's going on in that room. If the audit's there.
Yeah. Where did we remember him being the most? Like where?
The
did
only
we
place
meet him?
that you saw him was where he was training the Silka and essentially keeping her together.
And was that
it was in that main room.
in that main room,
Yeah, we're just
which is what
keep
we have to
eating
see.
it.
What if we need, like, if he's in that room, there's no way we're sneaking by him, no matter how good.
I think we get these guys to do a
Distraction. And Rick can just tell the doctor that, right? That we need a distraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be outside. If he's in that room, we need a distraction to happen.
So that's the other thing too, is we might need to tell you, we might not, the lighting things on fire might not just be a help distract him from beating us, it might just be a get him the fuck out of
Might
here.
just
So
be a good old time.
Yeah.
I'm on. I got you. I feel you.
All right. Okay. Best we
You
can
ready?
All right. Good old time. Burn shit.
Operation Sneaky Sneaky underway.
Hey, remember the
Yeah,
last time I
which
burned shit
ones
and
am I
everyone got
using?
mad?
This one has been good to me.
We've come a long way.
Hey, I was right behind you.
We use
that
my
whole thing.
adventure dice, unicorn snot, because it usually rolls pretty well for
And
me.
we got a leaf with us now
So
too.
pass without trace.
Pass without trace.
Okay, go ahead and
Absolutely.
make your
Slowly
stealth checks.
turning everyone.
Oop, that wasn't it.
Redo.
I didn't even
Good
know what
start.
it was, but
So we're all just smoking. Best of luck.
Yeah. We're all just getting high. off
Everyone
Rick's stash.
synchronize their clock.
hell yeah.
Put their sundials
10?
to the same direction.
Okay. So,
Oh, that's a lot.
40.
32.
32.
40. You are
40.
invisible.
No, my
Your
roll.
shadows
If I
along
roll
the
a
wall.
1, I still have 22
I know.
with pass without
Rogues.
a trace.
So, silently making your way along the southern side of the wall, you find a point. A couple of stones are broken, easy enough handholds. It's only 5 feet. It's not exactly hard to jump over. Two of you very silently lift yourselves over, land with your feet in the snow, start to make a couple of tracks and kind of brush them away as you make your way amongst the gravestones. Hide amongst the bushes. Have a listen. Don't hear anything. And eventually make your way around to the side, and you wanted to look in the windows, right? Okay. Sneakily. So, using that stealth, are you both looking in the same window or going to different windows?
I think
I'll
we're
let
probably,
one of us would.
yeah,
would,
one
would
of us
look
would look in the window.
and-
I know it'd be probably
yeah.
me because I have better sight.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So you go up to that window, kind of just very carefully, just one eye across, and look in. 30 seconds pass. No light. No movement sounds that you can hear. Doesn't appear to be anything in there.
No light,
No
but I
light.
can see if there's.
There's light coming in from outside, but
Okay.
no lit candles or
Is there a
torches or anything
open
inside.
door?
Doors closed on the opposite side.
They're all Dave
Okay.
Busters.
Are these windows like latchable windows, or are they just like plain panes of glass?
They're panes of glass set in.
Oh, so we still need to figure out a way to get inside. Is there any way these windows can be like jimmied open?
They don't open.
Okay.
They're essentially stained glass.
There was a door out into the graveyard that I went out.
No, you went out the main door into the area, out through the main gate, and Otto walked you all the way around to the graveyard.
What about this? Is that not an entrance or exit then?
No, that's a hearth. Chimney.
A chimney, you say?
You can do the old Santa
Down
Claus.
comes a leaf and
And there's no light in the room, which means the fire's not lit.
Chim-chim
correct.
coming
Oh.
to town.
Oh, Grinch style.
You'd be looking about 45 to 50 feet straight vertical to get up to the second floor. Because there's no exterior handholds or staircases or anything like that.
Perfect. You got a grappling hook?
I do have a grappling hook, and I also have
Batman Robin
my
this?
spell that lets
The
me...
question is, can you throw it 50 feet straight
And
up?
it's strength based.
I'm okay with strength. Not terrible,
Hey,
but...
how heavy is the grappling hook?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it weighs like 7 pounds or something.
Convenient 7 pounds.
Because
Yeah.
Rick's can just fly it up.
I think
Yeah.
he can. I think his is 5 pounds, isn't it?
No, he can carry.
No, Rick
15
Mage Hand is 5 pounds. Rick is an actual
He
creature.
can carry
Yeah.
like 15 pounds or something.
Okay, here's the thing though. If we get on the top of this roof, like above this is where the hospital is, right?
No, above this is
Oh,
where
okay.
Cloven was sleeping,
Right.
and then there's a little gantry-way walk across to where the
I'm
hospital is.
so in for this.
Okay.
This is such a good
I'm like trying to get into a comfortable
Rick,
position. to
Rick
be
is
really
invisible,
stressed.
essentially just beside you, so you know he's there.
Hang on.
Do we want to try and get in from the roof?
Ooh, I
Do we
mean, I can't
remember-
sit well at the best of times, so you know.
I'm thinking like we could get up there with the grappling hook, and then we could use the grappling hook to let us down the chimney if it's big enough.
There is that.
I just hear like.
Where's the is the chimney? Is
It's that hearth. Yeah, that's
this
the
one?
hearth.
Okay.
The alternative, also just so we're clear, is the gantry-way is open,
Oh yeah.
right? So, but then you would have to go in a door to where Cloven was drunk and sleeping, so you're not sure if he would be there.
That's fine. He's
Sleeping and drunk.
Brought a gun.
and we're
Did we? Did we? Out of memory, do we have any sort of understanding of where the abbot would have slept?
No, you would have had no idea.
And like when we were up in that secondary level, nothing up there was
No.
quite.
No, it
Okay.
was all like
Corner.
Cloven's quarters,
No,
and
it
that
was,
was all
it
that
was
was
the
up
loft
there.
and the belfry, and that was about it.
Okay.
Like a trickery.
And I've got a. Yeah. Okay.
It's like Mission Impossible theme song.
If I think that's likely the best thing. Go
We
up
can
to
get up to
the
the gantry
gantry,
way.
down through.
Yeah.
I can fairly effectively convince someone for a minute that they are friendly towards us, and we do know Cloven. If he's there, if he's awake.
I don't think I met him actually. I think it was only Lesson, the doctor, who met him.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I know I didn't meet him, so I thought,
Yeah.
oh, shit,
It's.
okay.
I mean, we may very well be able to sneak by him. They said he was drunk all the time.
Okay.
Are you real or are you imagination?
Imagination.
Yeah, I think
I think that's our best chance.
Best chance. I don't think
Otherwise-
that going around and through the main
No, I don't think we want to do
area
that. And chimney might be a little bit questionable.
and loud.
True. Okay. Rick can take the
Grappling
grappling hook from my
Let's go.
climber's kit,
Yep.
and
Attach it to the 50 feet of hempen rope that you have.
oh, I have
I don't know that I
20
trust him to do
feet.
that.
So 20 feet.
I've
you have-
got 25 feet.
Yeah.
Five-foot jump.
Time together. Yeah, you essentially lose
Okay.
about 3 feet, so 40 feet. So it's a little bit off the ground, but
I have
Not a ton.
spell. I'd rather just do this actually because I don't want to
Yeah.
break concentration. Let's just jump.
that's fair. So yeah,
We're
it's not exactly
More than
hard.
3 feet tall.
Might as well.
I'll just get both of you to go ahead and make athletics checks for me because you are trying to climb straight vertical up a rope.
Fuck my love.
You got this.
Jumping.
Oh, it's cocked.
Holy fuck.
It's
Is it?
cocked.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah.
leaning on the side.
That's not cocked at all. That is a 2.
You can't put the thing on it.
No.
It just moved it.
It looked
It was literally like this, and then you just knocked it a bit and it went flat. But
I agree.
So, athletics check
9.
9,
16.
16. Elith, you jumping up at first, you kind of grab onto it, and it's a couple feet outside of your grasp, so you kind of do have to get a bit of a running start, and you make 2 or 3 attempts, and you just can't quite grab onto the bottom of the rope. Allura, you jump up onto it easily enough. You start hoisting yourself up. You're about halfway up,
Okay.
so you can go ahead and make more athletics checks.
There it goes. There it goes.
Are we seeing them do this right
they're
now?
like
No, we're
racing.
smoking. We're sure.
No, we're really sneaky.
Oh, yeah.
22.
Are we just having some
22?
high weed?
Yeah.
Allura?
A 0.
A 0.
Zero.
Zero.
Athletics is 0 for you?
You have a
My
minus one.
athletics
got a
is
nat one.
-1.
Wow.
So
Here
you
we go.
about 20 feet off the ground.
Oh, boy.
You go to make a step against the side of the wall, and your foot catches on a little bit of frozen ice, and you instinctively grab onto the rope really hard, and you just kind of feel the ping as the grappling hook lets go off the top, and it just whoosh, and you fall 20 feet down to the ground. You take
Elise
6
is on the
points.
rope underneath me.
No, she's acting after you. So, because you were the first person to jump onto the rope.
Right.
So you tried to jump up. She was essentially jumping at the same time as you, and then the rope would have let go. So no issues there. But you do fall. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you land.
When Allura lands, is it a hole in the ground shaped like her?
No, she's landing onto cemetery rock stones.
Oh, so then she.
You're essentially falling onto gravestones.
So when you hit the ground, you do the accordion thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
But they're flat on the ground. So
Yeah.
In that
you're
case,
essentially landing cracks and snap right onto the rock.
Oh my god. How loud was it?
It's pretty loud.
Well, this plan is not going
Not like overly so. Like, you have to be quiet, but there was a definitive as some of the metal hit against the stone.
Did we see this, or are we just hanging out?
Well, where are you guys? You haven't told me where you are.
Oh, we're at the gate, right? Something out at the gate, or are we over to the side?
I guess we're kind of going closer to where the stables were.
Oh yeah, so we would be.
You're not near
So you
us.
wouldn't see this.
Okay.
No, they're on the complete opposite
I'm
side
sure
of the
they're
building.
doing great.
You have no idea.
Would Rick have told me?
You'd be looking
Rick
for
would have you would have heard a really loud laugh in your ear.
Oh, I love this guy.
Wait, can he? That's just in your brain?
Yeah.
Like Rick just says things.
Telepathically.
Like we don't hear him
Telepathically.
laughing at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you do see the grappling hook now on the ground kind of get lifted off the ground and start to slowly flutter up again. And he kind of attaches it and finds a more secure cinder block to put it on this time. I'll get both of you to go and make athletics check for me
I don't know
again.
that I would put this on Rick.
Cool, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's actually cocked, though.
Yeah.
What? That was as cocked as the
It
last
was
one.
it was cocked.
That one was more cocked.
Was it a good roll though?
That's good.
I feel like I
This is
get
a
props
nat
for being
20.
a really honest player, though.
So,
Inspiration from
24.
24.
8.
8? Okay. So this time, you being the first person to make a running jump, and you're a little skittish after the first time, and you can't quite reach onto it. Elith, however, you just deftly make your way up, no real issues whatsoever. You're about 3/4 of the way up. I'll get you guys to move and make athletics checks again.
Wait, you're still climbing the rope?
Yep.
Oh,
Taking the time, being sneaky and stealthy. Elith?
23.
23. No issues for you at all. You climb up over the edge. You essentially look back down at Allura, who
Rolled a 6.
rolled a 6. You're essentially just a little bit skittish at this point. You're like, I did it once really well the first time. Then I fell and took damage. Now I don't really feel like taking a lot of more pain. So I'm not really sure if this is going to work. But you are completely up over the top with no real issues.
Okay. Can Allura try again, or is that like...
At this point, not really. Like, it's one of the things where you've kind of expended your ability to try and climb the rope, and you're just like, I just can't do it anymore.
Well, but like, this is the plan.
Yeah.
Welcome to D&D.
Cool, I'm just gonna fucking sit down then.
they can.
Like, Allura would just keep trying.
Yeah. But it takes a couple of minutes to make a try, so at least you'd be up there by yourself for
Also-
a couple minutes.
Actually,
I mean, I can... Is there somewhere I can hide while I wait for Allura to
Nope.
make her way up?
It is an open, clean gantry-way. You essentially are just like cowering underneath the side of the gantry to make sure that you're not spotted by anything down below.
Would Rick have told me any of this was going on?
Yeah. Elith would be at the top now, you would know
Would you
that.
be filling it into the rest of the group?
Oh,
Are
sure.
you like kind of acting as like a narrator, like sports narration?
and
Well,
then
I-
she's climbing up the thing.
I have a thought, and I want to relay it to Elif through Rick. Do you want us to like hide around the side of the gate and then open it, or have an illusion of the gate opening so you've got a clear courtyard?
An illusion of the gate open, so we've got a clear courtyard?
Yeah, I can make it sound like the gate's open.
Sure.
Okay.
Distract them at this point.
Okay. I'll do
Maybe.
that. You got it, buddy.
With you saying that they were having problems with the rope, is there any way that a leaf could pull Allura up if she
Actually,
just held onto it and...
That's a good idea.
So it would
I'm gonna relay that through Rick.
Okay, I'll
That's
try.
possible.
Allura. And
So-
I'll just sort of whisper that down to her.
You can use Rick as well. He can relay messages easily enough. So
That's
you
what I would
essentially
do,
are able to
quietly.
get it to the point where you're able to wrap it around. At this point, you're essentially just being pulled as dead weight. So I'll get you to
I
make an
can
athletics check.
use my feet and like help
Yeah.
go up.
Athletics check at advantage, we'll say.
Okay. Okay, 20. Unnatural.
Okay. You begin to pull it up. You're about halfway off the ground at this point. You're holding fast to the rope. One more check. This one's going to be a straight check because you're pretty tired at this point.
22.
22, okay. And so you get up to the edge and where you just kind of grab onto it a little bit, like, don't let me fall again.
I would just grab Allura by like her forearm and just haul her up.
Yes, exactly.
You're right. Okay, so I would have told the doctor to wait on.
Doctor?
I think he already knows. I would have told the doctor to wait on the illusion until we exhausted all avenues. So, don't do that yet. We're gonna still try and be sneaky. So, let's try and get inside.
Yeah, they're fine.
Go past Cloven's room.
Okay.
Allura fell a bunch.
Cloven's room is on your left. You remember specifically the experience that you had. The hospital you want nothing to do with is on your right.
Nope.
So, door on your left is closed. Going up to do it, it doesn't appear to be locked.
Can I listen at the door?
Go make a perception check for me.
Real sneaky hours.
26.
26?
Mm-hmm.
Press your ear against the door. Wait for like 2 seconds or so, and then just hear.
Classic.
Cloven.
So we have to go through his room to get downstairs?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
remember
thought
that the
hallway.
stair. So it's not through his room per se.
Right,
It's that
okay.
directly on the other side of that door. The staircase is immediately on your left and goes down. His room is kind of the rest of the room.
Okay.
So you can kind of step in the door, see the room, and then just immediately shuffle against the wall and start to go downstairs.
Okay, and the door doesn't seem locked?
Does not seem that.
Okay, then we'll do that. I'll take point because from this point I kind of know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And so I just try to like, actually, I have some oil. I'm just gonna oil the hinges a little bit before I open the door.
Sure. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check at advantage.
Put a little WD-40
A sleight of hand check?
on that.
Yes, at advantage because you're trying to
Yeah, for sure.
sneakily open the door.
24.
24.
Is that a little...
Door opens.
Little base door, little oil things.
When you look
okay.
inside, and you just see.
accept-
You essentially just see what looks like heaps of piled furs assorted in what could maybe be a bed. You don't know, but there does appear to be a lump that's kind of like tossing a little bit, and you hear the clink, clink, clink of a single bottle that kind of gets knocked off. But doesn't appear to be any movement
So
otherwise.
I've kind of been like a little, and I kind of motion towards where we're going down the stairs. And
Yeah, you essentially just look to your left, and it's just stairs.
Yeah,
And you're like,
so we're going down.
immediately go down.
We would have been really cautious of like when we're becoming visible once
Yeah,
we're coming
exactly.
around
If the stairs go around, we're like sort of slowly moving to try.
The stairs just hug the wall. They go down
Okay.
and then down again.
Yeah.
And then you're immediately into that main area.
Yeah.
Okay. So closing the door behind you, nice and silently, go down, and there's a bit of a landing area, and you do kind of peek down. I'll get both of you to make perception checks for me.
18.
18,
12.
12. Allura, you looking around, it's a little bit dark in the room. You essentially are mostly drawn to the table, the place settings, the assorted little bits of food that are left. You, however, do train your eyes and you kind of peek around a corner and you catch about half of the outline of Vasilka sitting. Nobody else in the room, no sound of any kind, but you recognize the figure.
So, wait, how dark is it in this room?
There's no light sources, so it's just the sunlight that's coming in from
So like
outside.
it's pretty quick for us to like go from the stairs that we're coming down to over to the stairs going downstairs, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Mm-hmm.
and just try and like quietly sneak quickly past
Does
her
she
downstairs.
Love this plan.
Does she seem asleep?
Does she seem asleep?
Do these things sleep? You have no
Okay.
idea.
Is her
She is
back-
completely unmoving, just kind of in what appears to be a seated position.
And like, where is?
Where's her line of sight?
Yes.
Is it pointing towards where we would be seen, or is she looking?
Her
towards
line
the
of sight
garden?
is looking at the door.
Okay, which is what we need to
Which
go
is
past.
You need to go past
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
correct.
Oh,
Okay.
I think that
Maybe this
Just-
is the point where the doctor needs to distract everyone. What do you think?
I think that I don't know if she would be distracted. I think that she's like animated by his. I We can't even really communicate though because like sound. So
You can whisper to each other. You're directly beside each
Yeah.
other. It's not like you're
I think we could be quite quiet.
super far away. You can be very, very quiet and still be stealthy.
What?
Yeah. Okay, happy to go for it. If you want to, just run for it. And if she notices, then Rick can pop right back to the doctor.
we know exactly where we're going to. She notices us when we go down. Have to grab it very quick.
Yeah. And we can run. We don't know what kind of strength these things have. At this point, we just have to go for it, though. We're here. We've come this far. Okay. So we'll try and do like a really stealthy, quick kind of like dash towards the stairs.
Okay. Judging by this, the height, I'll say with the high stealth rolls that you had, judging by where you gauge her eye line to be, you get the feeling the table might block some of her view. So I'll say that you duck as low as you can with your stealth checks, trying to pass in front of her. Doesn't appear to notice you. There's no movement, at least on the other side of the room.
Okay.
And you do immediately then duck into that secondary staircase and then eventually fall into the room. Now this area is completely unlit, no light whatsoever.
She has her
You have your goggles
I would've
on.
had mine.
You remembering roughly where that is. Go ahead and just make a quick intelligence check for me. Try to remember where that was.
I would have started like kind of
Another
gathering
room.
from what she told me.
Wasn't it the
Yep.
only wine bottle that had the
wasn't broken?
champagne and wasn't broken? That was
But it
in
was
a rack?
remembering where in the room it was, because there are a lot of empty bottles, but one of them had a
Okay.
scroll in
I would
it.
have right away started looking.
18.
Big brain a leaf.
Yeah, you kind of get down there and you're like, straight in front of me. Okay. And you kind of just go up to that. It takes you 10 seconds, and you kind of just immediately comb your fingers through, and then you catch the edge of a piece of parchment. And you pull it out, and you recognize the same sigils that were on it as what you saw before.
Tuck it away as safely as I can. Probably not even like my pouch, but like the inside of my like.
Hero's Feast.
Hey.
Okay.
So
What do you
tucking
do?
it back into your pouch, two of you prepping again. I need you both to make more stealth checks for me.
This is going like, yeah.
A genuine shiver.
Oh, no.
Oh.
But you still got past
I
without
still have
trace
passed
then.
that trace.
There
So
we go.
it's still so 14. It's still 23.
23,
37.
37.
Good lord.
Okay.
Fuck.
You get up to the top of the stairs.
Okay.
You just kind of crouch low. You catch your eye out, and you see the full visage of the face with the eyes just snapped open, like unblinking, just looking directly at the center of the door. And you just, as quietly as you can, get underneath, silently pass across to the other side. First couple of steps up the stairs, and you feel like you're outside of her view, and you just straight up the stairs. Doesn't appear to be any response. Top of the stairs, you're now back in the room with the clearly sleeping Cloven. Feeling a little bit more confident about your stealth. Eventually make your way over to the door. Go and make one more sleight of hand check with me on the door.
Okay. Is it still an
I
advantage?
could also help with
No, not advantage.
that. I can also help with that.
Oh, well, okay, this is when shit goes wild. So it's a
I do okay at
dream.
it. I don't know. Do you want? Can Allura assist
It's
me?
up to you. There isn't a way to assist. It's just opening a door.
What's your bonus to sleight of hand?
If there were.
If there were numbers.
If you were good at it.
It was.
Sorry.
It's like
Are you good?
Okay, I'm 5, so maybe knowing that Allura has those deft thieves fingers,
Yeah,
I'll let
go
her
for
try and get the door
Open
open.
the door.
Fingies.
19.
19. You just silently open the door. Yeah. As best you can. Pull the door open.
I'm so stressed.
Close onto the other side and just kind of latch closes. And you're back outside and you're looking at the grappling hook with the rope falling off of it. And then you just hear a little bit of a, "Did you get it?" It just freaks you out because you've been dead silence for the last like 3 minutes.
That's my guy.
Classic Rick.
Okay. Yeah, we got it, but we gotta get out of here now as well.
Yeah.
So
Shimmy down the.
shimmy down. I'll get you both to make one athletics check for me, please.
Acrobatics? Would that not be?
Nope.
Guys,
You're still holding your body weight.
super quick before you roll that, because Rick would have relayed that. I want to relay back that I could just open a dimension door up to there.
Oh, sweet. Let's do that.
Do you want that?
You have to step through it though.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Joking.
I'll jump.
Okay, it's caster plus 1. It's
Yeah.
not just 2
Oh,
people
fine.
can step through the door.
Athletics.
Just jokes, guys.
Oh my god.
What the
Stop
fuck
that.
is me and ropes?
Oh no. Because mine was almost a 2, but then it was a 20.
Rope trick.
1.
No!
27.
27.
I just fall.
I'll say, knowing
Really
what
like
happened before,
A Stallone, like,
I was gonna say maybe
Elif,
because I
you
have
going
assisted
first,
her. Yeah.
and having Allura like grab onto the rope and just kind of like lift herself over and go, okay, got this, and start to lean over the edge, and your hands just shink, and you just boom, boom, and like Jurassic Park 2 style, you just pile up on the rope, and you do hit the bottom, but you a little bit of rope burn on your hands, but you do hold yourselves, and you do silently-ish get to the bottom and are able to step off, just because of how high that was and how low that was. I'll say that they even each other out a little.
cliffhanger, like,
Yeah.
I need to remember to say I do things like more nimbly, like instead of like holding my strength, like.
Wait, but like you weren't
But
like
either way, it's
cartwheeling
still-
down the wall. You were still having to hold your weight on the rope.
That's the thing, is with straight vertical surfaces, it's always athletics. If it's in an angle, sure, 100%. You can like do some deck stuff and like flip sideways and slow yourself. If it's straight vertical, it is always athletics. But either way, you make it to the bottom, step off, Rick unlatches the grappling hook, you immediately jump across the gravestones, hop over to the other side of the wall. When a message gets relayed, they've got the scroll, they're good to go.
Cool. Guys, we're good.
Okay.
And so you all meet up again at the gate, silently begin to make your way back down.
We put our
seemingly
cigarette out.
no one the wiser.
we're not burning
Seemingly.
anything.
So, spell scroll, heroes feast.
Leaf, I think you'll be the person to make use of this before we.
Just wanna go? Alright.
I pass it over to Leaf.
Yeah, if you want to read that out,
Yeah,
what it
alright.
does.
You bring forth a great feast, including magnificent food and drink. The feast takes 1 hour to consume and disappears at the end of that time, and the beneficial effects don't set in until
A
this
great
hour
feast
is
of
over.
carrots.
Up to 12 other creatures can partake on the
Stress
feast.
next.
12.
A creature that partakes gains several benefits that last for the following 24 hours. The creature is cured of all diseases and poison, becomes immune to poison and being frightened, and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage. Its
could be
hit
helpful.
point maximum also increases by 2d10 rolled by the caster, and it immediately gains the same number of hit points.
So that's also hit point maximum, not temporary hit points. So that means if you get healed,
permanently?
not permanently until the
Okay.
end of the effect.
Right, but you can still be healed back to that.
You can still be healed back up to that.
I'm sorry,
It's
how
not
long does it last? Did you say 24 hours?
24 hours from the end of
Okay.
it being consumed. So theoretically, you can eat it for dinner, go to sleep, wake up the following day, and still have the effects for the entire day.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
It is a very powerful spell, and something that I believe Leaf now exactly has the ability to cast, because I think it's 5th level, right?
You only have the ability to cast it once, though, right?
Or is it 6th level?
It's 6th level.
It's 6th level, okay, so then there is a check involved.
Yep.
Oh
Oh! I need to do some push-ups.
Unless this was a milestone.
It's a good thing you're boning up on that book there, buddy.
It is.
Yeah.
Bonus.
So, your mission seemingly accomplished within the abbey.
Good job.
All
Yeah.
encounters avoided.
We all pull out cigars. A job well done. I love it when a plan
Plan
goes
comes together. There you go.
So, making your way back down to the village of Kraisk, you wanted to continue on to Valaki as best you could.
Yeah.
As we arrived at Krauss, confined to like smoking rubble, and the abbot's just standing there.
got
You
my
should not have
wine
tried
bottle.
to deceive me.
Assholes.
But yeah, you get down, no issues whatsoever. You have your wagon, you have Marigold there as well, along with
Is
Casimir.
Marigold doing better after?
Yes, after a night's rest, some water.
I was gonna say I would have given her like a rub down and like some oats and stuff.
Some mane and tail.
Nice
So,
rub down.
Rehitching the horses to the wagon. It's up to you to decide who's coming with you.
I think, well, I mean, I think both of them are useful, and I think one has lied to us a whole bunch.
Casimir's going with us.
We're gonna need all of the spellcasters we can for this.
Maybe we leave Bildius, because otherwise, like,
This is
that's how Allura's going to get the most money out of him.
I mean, you know, there is one spellcaster back in Valaka we have not checked on in quite some time.
There's a number of people
That's
in
who we were
Milwaukee
gonna-
who should
That's
probably
who
check
we're
in
gonna
on.
hit up.
So yeah, Strahd mentioned to us last night that Irina's now under his influence.
So maybe that should be a thing we investigate.
I think so. And he also told us that she carried the soul of his dead wife.
Hope, how do you feel about that?
I feel like my mouth was full when you asked.
It's
of
still
carrots.
fairly early.
Just
All
like
of you
Marigold.
snacking and munching as you're setting everything
pull
up
out the
to prep to
cigar.
leave.
It's okay.
You have a special bond.
Aw, I
Yeah.
wanted you guys to fight a creature.
Too bad. We thwarted
It's not too
you.
late. It can run the whole way to wherever we stop.
Yeah.
Only challenge rating 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Because I think perhaps we ought to check in on old Irina.
I agree. I think we should absolutely do that. I feel complicated, but
That's fair. Like your Facebook status might be, it's complicated.
Given, I will say as well, given the time of
Both
day,
faces.
given how little time was required at the Abbey, and with the planning and everything, you would get down to Valaki. It'd probably only be about 10 o'clock. Like, you would be able to, if you did the full day's travel today and maybe a slightly longer day, like an early start, you'd be able to push to Valaki in 2 days.
Would we be able to get to the tower tonight before
Tower
nightfall?
easily enough.
And
Okay,
then
okay.
Milwaukee the next day.
Valaki the next day.
So the magical person you're talking about, were you talking about
Victor.
Victor? He was the
The
son,
son.
right?
Yeah,
the
the son of the
one you
burgomaster.
That said he'd fight with us.
Fucking nerd.
But yeah, I think checking in with them, seeing what's happening with Irina. Can I kind of be, when I'm talking about Irina, just be kind of glancing to see what Leaf's reactions are to like the Irina talk?
I'm completely like
Deadpan.
yeah.
in the book.
Well, no,
Just
I'm
like, give no fucks.
yeah, no, I didn't. I was a little salty about Irina, so I'm like, oh, you okay? I trust your opinion, Hope.
So do we, maybe when we get to the tower tonight, Leaf, you could send a message right before we rest?
Yeah, I can do that for sure.
And so we want to try and check in with Victor, with Esmeralda. And
Kai.
I really
Do we really think?
I
We're
don't
gonna
think
spend an
Kai is
episode
recruited
looking-
to our
Kai's had
cause
Kai's
so
had their
much.
chance.
Yeah,
I mean,
they had their chance. They blew it. Out of sight, out
you
of
never
mind.
know.
They were a powerful warrior in
They
the fights
were.
that all we had.
They were cool as hell.
Let's say
They
if
were
we
too
run
cool
into
for us.
them,
That
but
was
let's
the
not
issue.
spend a lot of time trying to trace them down.
Yeah.
No, I really liked that episode.
Kai.
Recruiting
Right.
people.
Cobra
Okay.
Kai.
About who we're sending messages out. Are
And
we
then-
going to try and get in touch with Rictavia or Rudolph?
I think we can
How
get
many
to their...
messages can
Here's
Leaf
my
I
thing.
send?
got a bunch.
Guys,
Like,
we're going to
nine.
Valaki. We're gonna see Victor anyway.
That's true.
We don't need to send a message. We're gonna see the
Yeah.
little shit.
I
He's
think-
there.
I think the people that, if we've got extra messages, it might be nice to let them know that we're close to enacting plans.
Yep.
But I think that our primary objective in terms of sending these messages would be to send them to the people that we are unsure of where they are, and we would like them to meet us.
Esmeralda and Rictavia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the guys.
Yeah. Is there anyone else we think?
No, but we should go to Carl, see if we can, if there's any other things we can try and trade in, buy, maybe even fucking tell him that if he ever wants his land to be liberated, he should just do some charitable donations for us.
Well, there's the argument to be made that if we do free this place, he won't have any use for any of this shit.
We could also
and
murder
real
him.
money's gonna be a real thing again.
But then he'll be able to sell it for real money.
Could also murder him. Just saying.
I think maybe no murdering just yet.
I'm just
I
saying,
agree.
We
it's
need
an
the,
option.
I know, but we need the, we don't need Valaki to be turned against us if we'd have to return there again.
There's also, we can also say, like, pitch it to him like we're renting these items.
We'll
that,
give it right back.
you know, if we these will help us
It's a
succeed. If we succeed, we'll return all of these things to you.
The magic carpet.
Or
That's what I want.
That fucking magic
I'm
carpet.
reading right
we
now.
can do a murder. Just saying.
I'm assuming you've all hit the road at this point.
Yeah,
this
we
is
hit
all
the road.
done.
Okay, so yeah, actually, yeah, if I can be reading while
Yeah,
we're doing
so you'll be reading while you're doing this. So
And
to
Cass
be able to
is
clear
with
off
us.
another 8 hours.
Vilnius is hanging around here so we can subscribe to Lura's OnlyFans.
Are we writing in this during the day, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Making sure.
We wait
Yeah.
until it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in
we waited
You,
till
you,
the
you
day.
would be able to
Jordy
push
said we
to
could get to
the
the tower before nightfall.
to the tower before nightfall. So making your way, nothing seems to befall you. You pass across the same Raven River crossroads, the long bridge through the mist. Getting over to the other side, you can see dusk is starting to hit. You know, you've probably got about an hour left until you hit the tower. Pushing the horses on a little bit further just to make sure that you get there before night falls. No issues whatsoever. You end up getting up to the edge of the tower. You do have the sequence that has to be
Oh
performed.
my god.
Oh yeah.
Gonna do that.
So
We
who's-
stand way the fuck back.
Okay.
Who's doing it?
So who would like to go up and
What
attempt
kind
the
of
sequence?
it's
skill does it take
dexterity,
again?
right?
It's
performance.
doing a pattern.
It's
do,
it's a
do.
straight dexterity check to try and follow
do
the
it.
pattern.
Yeah.
I've
I was
done
gonna say
twice.
either you or
I'll
I.
do it.
Okay, go ahead and make your check.
I got shocked twice.
Zap.
20.
20.
Just straight dexterity.
Straight dex.
That's the one.
Yeah, with no issue, you walk up and you've seen it done a few times before, and you just gotta do a doot 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 doot, and then when the door opens, no dragon appearing this time.
Nice.
Hey.
Hey,
That would have been so great if nobody ran up and tried to open the door again. Just, oh yeah, fight a blue dragon, cool.
guys,
That was fun.
Anyway,
anybody mind if we talk to that head? You guys remember there's a head up on top of this tower?
Oh yeah, you're right.
A
You
box.
can do that.
Head in a box. Gwyneth
No.
Paltrow style.
No objections here.
Okay.
Does the tower look like it has changed at all since the last time we were here? Anything been
Anything?
disturbed?
nothing that you can see that looks a little different.
There's just this big graffiti Strahd was here.
Yeah. It's a picture of Strahd
Was it
pissing
sad?
on the party. Looking suspiciously like Calvin.
He looks like he's
Stick
kind of enjoying
figure
it.
style. Yeah.
Well, like the Strahd is photorealistic, except it's just Calvin with Strahd outfit.
True.
Oh my god.
Cool. I wouldn't mind just gonna go see what that, that Vistani head's doing up here. Just curious.
I forget what that
It was a
was.
Vistani head.
Yeah, but it was like we figured out who it was, didn't we? Chatting with her.
Right up.
Is-
We didn't chat with her.
No, not the head. Like the.
Go to the note there.
We chatted with
there.
Esmeralda and like asked about the head. We asked someone about the head.
I mean, we could also just talk to the head. I can
Talk to the head.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to the head.
Yeah.
Talk to the head.
So you go back up and you reopen the chest. Inside the chest is, just to refresh everybody's memories, it's seemingly a very well preserved head, and it kind of jogs your memory a little. There were 3 vials that were in there.
Yeah.
I don't remember if anybody wrote these down.
Yeah, there were like 3 vials of like embalming fluid, basically.
Essentially,
They
preservation.
were lavender oil.
Yeah, lavender oil, essentially preservation liquid,
Yeah.
right? So if you had something that you needed to be able to preserve, you could use this as an oil to be able to preserve it. The head, the skin is taut. It looks very pristine.
Okay.
So casting Speak with Ted. Okay. Let me just double check.
I was like, I forgot you could do
It's
that.
trapped. Let's roll initiative. No, the head's gonna. The head eats less.
After all that, floating head battle has begun.
Episode title: Les Paul gets heads. Yeah.
Okay.
First and last time.
So
Ah.
the closed eyes and the closed mouth, the eyes just snap open and the jaw just kind of, and a deep breath kind of fills non-existent lungs, but
Cool.
as if it's just filling inside the mouth,
Just whistling.
and then it just kind of, the eyes lull over and look at you.
Who are you?
That was a woman. Kyle? Or Michael?
Mikhail.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Not that it matters. But I just want to know who this person. Have we? Does that name sound familiar to any of us? Have we heard that name before?
Searching your memory? Not really.
Let's see. Anybody else with me? Just me? Okay.
I'll be with you.
I would have come. I'm curious.
cool.
I'm reading, so.
Oh yeah.
Just remember though that the top floor can really only support about 3 people.
Yeah. So we got 3.
Okay.
So.
Just watching you talk to the head and being like, this is fucked up.
What Vistani tribe do you come from? Oh, interesting. What are you? Fascinating.
It's you kind of get the impression that the name Vistani doesn't really mean anything or register with the head.
Oh, so maybe this person is like sort of genetically at Vistani, but from before the time
They were called.
they were
Vistani.
indigenous to this land, right? So yeah, before the time they were like other than just the default people.
Who is Rudolph Van Richten to you?
I have not heard this name.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
Ask about Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know of Strahd von Zarevich?
He is a powerful leader. His father, the time for the throne.
There's a king.
Well, yeah.
So at this point, Strahd's a prince, from what this person remembers.
Yeah. I got one more, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe ask if you didn't have anything in mind. If
No,
you-
please. I have something, but I want to see if yours is better.
Well, I was gonna say if they know anything about Castle Ravenloft, that's another thing I would say.
Mine was going to be something to the tune of, "You've been preserved. Why?"
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's unlikely maybe this person would know about a secret passage into Ravenloft.
You found the jackpot.
I know, right? Secrets.
The head in a box.
Yeah.
There's the secret door.
All you had to do was
You
cast
never
Speak
know.
Undead.
We gotta fly down.
What? Okay, I'm going to put
Got
it
a
to...
head in a box.
There's a maintenance shaft.
I want to put it to the table because I think both questions are equally valid.
I was being serious when I said
You've
it's
also
very unlikely
got
this
like
person.
a decent amount of time. It's 10 minutes, so you can take some time to
Oh, I
discuss.
thought I only had X amount of questions.
You have X amount of questions, but it takes 10 minutes
Oh, I see.
before the spell just ends.
So you can take your time to cast.
And with this, you've only asked
No,
in
I
like
can only
2
I can only
minutes.
cast it once per
Once per 10 days
10 days. Yeah. So
On the head, right?
to the
on a single person.
yeah, to the party. What do we want? Do we want to know why this guy's here? Or
Yeah,
do we want to know?
sure. Why it's preserved.
Because he might not know. I could ask like of what importance he was.
Yeah. What? Yeah, it's kind of like, what reasons do you like? Would there be a reason for you to have been preserved?
Yes.
There's something. Yeah, I don't know. Something very.
Yeah, you've been preserved. Is there a piece of knowledge that you were preserved to protect or something like
I
that?
like that one. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
We found your remains preserved at the top of this tower. Is there any reason, be it information or purpose, that someone would have chosen to preserve you?
I see the eyes kind of like look around a little bit, like take in the surroundings, and basically have no semblance of understanding of where they are, and then just kind of. I was an advisor.
Maybe they did know the secret passage.
And the breath expires, and the jaw just snaps
Fascinating.
shut, and the eyes close again as it lolls off to the side.
Interesting. I mean, we now know that there was an advisor to the king named Mikhail. That's kind of neat.
Does anybody remember what Strahd's dad's name was?
Mr. Strahd.
Mr. Nerd.
Strahd was my fault.
I remember Strahd. We
I remember
very
the mother was
constantly calling
Ravenna,
him Big
or-
Daddy. Or Big
Big nerd.
Papa.
Yeah. Big nerd dad.
Yeah, he kept putting his
If we
hands
heard
in
it,
the
I
air
would have
because he was a true
written
player.
it down. I don't know if we ever heard it. I know we had Queen Ravenovia.
No, we definitely did hear at one point.
Yeah, we did.
We for sure did.
Man.
Hint, it's part of the reason why this land is called what it is.
Oh, King Barrow.
There you go.
Right. Right. Because he's a big, sexy bear.
The primary time you heard about this, to be fair, it would be a time where not a lot of you would be taking notes. It was Casimir's story of Rahadin being the right hand of King Barov, and then when Strahd came to power, he just continued on being the essentially the executioner for Strahd.
My notes are so shit.
Well, that one's tough, especially because that's just like it's backstory on Casimir. We don't care about notes. Let's just listen.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I wrote some, but
So, anyway, so that kind of, and one of the other things as well is that Strahd was never known as king. He was always count or lord or prince. King Barov is definitively the king. So you can guess that this head is probably at least 500 years old.
Interesting.
I vote we take it with us.
I like that.
Can
I
you,
like this idea.
Can you said you can perform this magic
Yeah, I got like
10
2 weeks.
days.
Yeah.
Once every 10 days.
That's what I'm saying. Take it
On
with
this
us.
guy.
Wait,
Other guys, anytime. But then 10 days.
but I can also.
Oh, you can't?
No,
No,
it's,
I've gotta
if a creature
sense.
has been targeted by it,
Okay,
it has to be
just
10
wanted to
days
double
between
check.
castings.
Sounds good.
Yeah, essentially it prevents you just going like around the circle of like, I ask 5 questions, I ask 5 questions, I ask 5
So
questions.
maybe we want to wait 10 days and ask questions
About the
secret
castle.
passage.
the castle.
Yeah.
I do gotta find a way to flip that house.
The castle?
No, our house in Kresk. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Set your sights high. Let's sell that castle.
We'll get there.
We
And
go
the
with
first-
the windmill.
we
We
need
have a
to move
windmill to
this.
sell.
And Death House.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just collecting properties. You
Guys,
know what? We need
we
like an
need
agency,
capital.
not even just an agent.
We need enough capital to get the castle. We can't
Right.
get that with what we have right now. We gotta think small, then think big.
So we're like
That's the
upset.
'1 step of flipping houses.
Oh.
Next time on Property Doctors.
Do we need hotels on our stop?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
Okay,
We're
so we're going to bed.
Bedding down for the evening inside the tower, door
Unless
closed.
somebody has something
Yeah, I
you
want
want
to
to do.
cast Sending.
Yeah, and you send it to me.
So I want to run this by. So I'm gonna get in touch with Esmeralda,
Yes.
retelling her to meet us in Valaki in 2 days.
Yes.
Well, we'll be
Or
in Valaki in a day.
Basically as quickly as possible, let's say. Maybe in a day or so. Well, if we want to wait 10 days to talk to this creature again.
I don't think we gotta do that.
Yeah. So we say in 1 day tomorrow.
I mean, I would say 2 days.
As
just
quickly
in
as you
case,
can, maybe.
But
We'll say we'll be there in
Also,
about
it-
today, and
Yeah.
meet us there when you can.
yeah, that's a good one. I like it. Big
Yeah. Just you have very limited
Yeah,
words
just trying
to send.
fan. Hey, baby, you up?
So okay, well, I'm just gonna go with what I have written.
3 a.m.
So
sometimes.
yeah. So and sorry, I want to clarify when, because I'm pretty sure we went over this, but when I cast Sending, they know who I am that's contacting them.
They recognize your voice,
Okay.
so they don't know.
But
Oh,
it's-
it's Leaf, but they'll go. Do I know this voice? I think I do. It's that big blue guy.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
You know, big blue
at
guy,
one time
colossal
or
hawk.
another.
It's true.
Yeah, okay.
Dragging on the ground. It's like you got a tail.
Hi.
Can I?
Yeah.
Is that it?
I forget that.
Before when everyone's going to sleep, I want to try to concentrate and see if I can reach out to Ostilian again
Okay.
to see if he can connect me back home to Bolos in any way.
Sounds good. I'll let Lee finish up and we'll get to that.
Would anyone like a slice of brownie?
Good, thanks.
Of what measure?
Of what kind of
Definitely
brownie?
not just winging it.
He's saying, like, is it like a special brownie?
No.
Oh, no.
Yes, I
We all asked that same question.
Yeah, no, I've never
I
tried
It's your
it.
birthday.
think I'm gonna have to wing
I-
this.
I had
like,
it.
there's
Yeah?
a couple
I
of
had
those. Yeah.
an
All right,
edible
okay, here we
limit.
go.
So I cast Sending
Cast Sending.
to Esmeralda, and I say,
Esmeralda.
Hey, Ezzy, it's your boy Lee.
Yeah,
How's
what
it
up?
hanging?
Oh,
It's Leaf from the. Sorry, Leaf from the party you met at the tower. Meet us at the Blue Water. That's one word.
Blue water is two words.
Fuck. What is that? In Valaki in 2 days.
You have 4 words left.
Forward.
love you, bye. Love you, bye.
bye.
Are you?
Sorry. Riding.
Sorry. Riding.
Bring her to.
Riding. I got 4 words.
So you got 4 words right now.
Okay, so riding to fight Strahd.
There you
All
go.
right.
There we go.
So you complete the message, figuring out the words, winging it as best you
And
can.
I want it to be as broken as that was.
It is fairly nighttime at this point. You kind of are not sure if you're going to get a response, but you do hear a minute or so later. Yes, of course, I remember you. I will do my best to return to Valaki. I'm not sure how you're doing this. I will see you in 2. And then it cuts off.
That's it, spelled right. Mark
Okay.
that off.
Okay.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So, first one down.
Anyone else you want me to?
Yeah, try and get Ulrich Tavian.
Okay.
Get that guy.
It's
Or
been like...
Rudolph, as he's also known.
Yeah, call him Rudolph. Call him Rudy. He likes
No.
that.
Was that the
know
name
what's
that
up.
she gave us of his?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Rudolph. Yeah. Rudy. Call him Rudy. It's gonna be fine.
Sorry.
Love that movie.
Good move.
Good movie.
Put me in, coach.
Rudy.
That's what he says.
Oh,
all the
So
time.
it's
he-
just
he barely knows who I
Sean
am.
Astin night tonight.
So Okay, so sorry. Whenever you have a minute, I want to cast Sending.
Yeah.
Yep.
I cut up some pieces in case
Okay,
people did
so
want
I'm going
to
to cast
read.
Sending on
Just Rig Brown.
Rictavio.
Red Brown.
Rig Brown.
Red Brown.
Okay. Okay, and I'll say, basically what I'm gonna start at meet us at the Blue Water Inn in Valaki in 2 days. We are riding to fight Strahd. We need allies.
It's your boy. It's your boy.
I'm trying to think.
Are you cooking?
Esmeralda will be there.
Okay. You formulate the words in your head.
Yep.
You prepare what you're about to say. You go to cast the spell, and you find no target.
Okay.
That's
Pour one out for.
Press F.
Okay.
Shit.
Everyone in the chat,
You
press F.
know from the nature of the spell that if Rictavio was outside of this plane, there's still a chance that it would have gone through. Like a very likely chance. The only definitive reasoning that you can think is there's two. One, not communicable in any way. And second, dead.
Okay.
You don't know which.
Cool.
Press F in the chat. Alright.
Somebody put F in the chat.
Yeah!
Thank you.
Pour one out in the chat. Just
I
pour a
think
it was
voice on
you,
your
wasn't it?
keyboard.
No.
So
I think that's it. For
that's it for sending?
yeah.
Yeah, because everyone else is going to see his blocks anyway.
Okay.
I haven't
Should
said
we
that.
send one to check in on Irina?
I don't think we want to
I
take
don't
our
know.
hands.
Cast any
Okay.
Well,
no, just like checking in on her.
I know, but if she's under Strahd's control at this
Yeah.
point,
Okay.
maybe we don't want
No,
her to know.
you're right.
Yeah.
She's gonna be
no,
like,
I know what you
"Oh,
mean.
Strahd!"
But we should definitely check on her when we get back to town,
Yeah.
but perhaps
Okay.
not until then.
Okay.
So you're gonna land in.
So, Les, go ahead and roll a percentile die for me.
Oh, right.
You just need 2 d10s.
Well, no, you need the specific d10.
Yeah, you need one that's got a.
The 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. So, yeah, so you roll those two together.
That's the one.
Yeah, those 2 together.
It's a 9 and an 8.
90.
90 and
98.
Dang.
You reach out, trying to find some kind of connection. It's too cluttered. You're not sure what it is. Whatever it is, the connection is there. You can still sense the presence. You kind of instinctively flex your hand a little bit and the ice crystals do form in your palm. But whatever connection Astilian created when your powers were first awakened, it's as if something needs to be proven before it gets reconnected. As best you can tell.
If
Jordan.
we are.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just going to say, I want to take a moment before I also go to bed to just meditate and try and seek a bit of advice from my patron.
Go ahead and roll the same thing, percentile die.
71.
71. Same thing, you reach out. Ever since being in Barovia, you've had a very difficult time. Beyond the singular thread that ties your magic to your patron, any kind of communication has been incredibly difficult. You get the feeling that the planes, for some reason, seem to be interfering with that, with just how removed Barovia is, not being recognized as of the prime material or any one of the prime dominion planes. It's a little bit more difficult for them to get in touch and vice versa.
I see. Noted.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is, considering how things have recently been tense-ish between Leaf and I, trying to check in with them, like kind of as everyone's kind of going to sleep, like, because are we all sleeping on the same floor? Is anyone sleeping
can't.
upstairs?
Oh yeah, sorry. We can all sleep on the ground floor, but we can't sleep on either of the platforms altogether.
I'll sleep upstairs.
I don't care where. I'm just sitting in my trance.
I feel like I would have been upstairs talking to the head and then fallen asleep.
There's
Just you,
so
you
with weight distribution, 3 light characters would be able to sleep upstairs
Yeah.
fairly
And my
easily.
upstairs has like a window, right?
Upstairs does have a window.
Okay.
No, sorry, does not have a window. The upstairs is completely enclosed. It's that half of the side of the building on what would be the second floor is gone. It's just destroyed completely.
Didn't I see Strahd's face through a window the last one of the times?
there was
You
like-
did. So that's the second floor that looks out over where the front gate is. That's where you were also dropping the oil and the fire onto the werewolves when they were
Right.
attacking. That was where you saw Strahd. And funnily enough, thinking back to that, this isn't a home. He could have come inside.
But it has a non-magical.
It has a non-magical
Field.
barrier. Oh, actually. Shit. Okay, well, we're going to retcon this. You have to take the head outside.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because that's fine. We'll say you tried to cast it, and because it's an
Yeah,
at-will
like, I
thing,
would've cast
you
something,
remembered,
yeah.
and, oh shit, I can't cast this, and so all of you would have stepped outside,
Right.
done your stuff, came back inside, and you'd be fine. Yeah. So, yeah, there is the non-magical barrier, and Strahd did seem to be hovering around that periphery, so it would make sense why he didn't come in. But just realizing it now, this is not a home, and the nature of vampires needing to be invited into a home, into a dwelling, doesn't really apply here. Strahd theoretically would be able to come in here, but the magical barrier definitely provides an additional form of defense of some kind.
Right, and like even if he, I mean, he could smash his way in, I'm sure, but if he wanted to actually use the front door, he would also have to know how to get through with the dragon,
Correct.
which maybe he doesn't. We don't know.
You don't know. But either way, sleep does come to all of you. I'm assuming nothing else happening. Oh, sorry, you two. Apologize.
Yeah.
I'd probably at least take one watch and be on the second floor looking through the window. I don't want to sleep as much as everybody else. If anybody else, I don't know if anyone else wants to
I'll
watch.
take a watch.
Okay.
Can I get up for one of the watches? Or actually no. I was just thinking I just keep reading my book, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so I kind of try and like subtly motion like Leaf to kind of come over and try and talk, but I don't.
Yeah, sure, Hope, what's going on?
What's going on? I don't know what is going on.
We need to talk about us.
Well,
Things have been different.
that's definitely true. Since we've been in Barovia and everything, a lot's kind of changed. I've sort of been, we've been experiencing things, I think, that a little new for people,
keep it together.
anyways, yeah, things are good. How are you doing?
I'm just gonna pop over to your shoulder and say,
Oh. Is everything okay? I'm sorry, I've been really wrapped up in this book.
I know, I remember trying to read it with you.
Oh, that was pretty rude of me, I'm sorry. I have this problem when I really get into a good book. I didn't really hang out with a lot of people when I was younger, so I'd read a lot, and it's kind of my release. Sorry, Hope, you're definitely my well, you're like more than a friend, right? Like, we're like really good friends. So, yeah.
I kind of quietly nod and then be like, "Can I sleep next to you tonight?"
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And like we go back to how we used to kind of have that like cute snuggled up.
Just do the tummy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So falling asleep a little bit easier for you two. You wake up the following morning, a series of watches, series of rests, nothing transpiring over the course of the evening. You wake up, definitely wanting to get an early start, make sure that you have enough time to make it to Vallaki. There are 2 options here. You've got the path that follows a little bit more north through the woods, a little bit darker, a little bit more beaten track, or you can backtrack a little bit and then follow along more of the main road, which will probably be a little bit quicker, but you'll lose a bit of time going back. whichever one you prefer to take.
I'm not checking that other path.
Would they both get
You've
attacked
technically
before
been down
nightfall?
both paths already. The north path is what you took to when you first came from Valaki all the way to the tower. You kind of wanted to stay off the main road, and so you took that beaten track. The other one is what you took to go to Argenvostold, where it follows down, and then it cuts south, or you can continue east onto Valaki.
Oh, I think the quickest. What do you guys think?
So the choice is really rough track, maybe take a little longer depending on if there's woods and branches or anything that have fallen, or main road, but you have to backtrack a little bit first.
It wouldn't take that much longer
I-
because we can't be.
You can't. The way
No,
you
no.
can.
My party. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel in my favorite terrain, which is forest. Is one of them.
Correct. So difficult terrain. So it's a little different. So difficult terrain being in combat. Wooden logs falling on pathways would still block you, and you'd have to move them out of the way.
Okay, but I don't think that that's
It's not like
combat-based.
it's not like rocky terrain kind of thing. It's more so like if there's a tree that's fallen over onto the path because it is a smaller path, it would take a little bit of time to clear the tree.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Sorry, you are correct. It is not that difficult terrain slows your group in any way. It's that if there is a fallen tree, you would have to take time to clear it. Whereas the road is wider, kind of cut purposely to make sure that things like that don't happen.
I vote main track. We've got nothing to hide. We left Valaki on good terms.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's likely to be the safest route.
I'm down.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, Elise?
Sure. I'm happy to do whatever.
Y'all don't mind if I keep reading my book,
You
right?
do you, buddy.
Thank you.
Even you.
Yeah,
So-
how much have you read so far? 'Cause
Oh,
Decent amount.
Yeah, we're getting there.
You backtrack for the better part of an hour, eventually come back to the crossroads, and then eventually cut to the hard southeast route, and then eventually follow along the main road. A couple of bumps here and there, nothing really too out of the ordinary. The trip passes without any major incident. Traveling during the day, usually definitely not on the worst side. And you eventually, closing in on evening, dusk falling, light starting to dim, you see the gates of Valaki, good 1,000, 2,000 feet ahead of you. You would definitely be able to make it there before dusk fell completely.
yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty. Pulling right up to the gates, familiar view of the Valaki guard of sorts, the patchwork armor, carrying the spears and shields.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. But you come up to the gates, the wagon is recognized as our...
yeah,
The giant
first a
fucking
daddy
werewolf
wagon.
head we still have on the
Yeah, I
front.
was just gonna say, isn't there a giant like werewolf?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
piked on
werewolf head piked on the front of it.
Did we ever preserve that, or is it just
No, it's
hanging
like
out there?
rotting.
No, it's pretty skullen at this point.
Birds
Yeah.
have come and been
Yeah.
picked.
Oh yeah,
The
well,
ravens
while
are
you
like, every
slept.
time we visit you, you get a snack.
Yeah, that's why I
Oh
don't
my
like it.
god.
So, but you do pull up. The gates are opened without issue. Open the gate. Opening. And then
These guys again.
gate opens and you're allowed back into the village.
Cool.
Wagon
like old
travels
times.
in. Streets are as dense as you remember at night. Basically, no one on them because everybody tends to go inside when dusk begins to fall. The last service from the church as you're heading in from the west side of town. You see a good couple hundred feet ahead of you. Last few people kind of filtering out, and you can see them hurrying their pace, trying to get home before dusk falls completely as the last church service ends.
Do we want to check in on old Irina and real quick?
I think probably the best thing to do would be not to do that at dusk
I
and do
agree.
it first thing in the morning.
I agree. Wholeheartedly. Let's head straight to the blue water.
If we need to see her
No,
at a time where
on
she's
this one.
free from the influence of Strahd, it would probably be best in daylight.
Cool. So just quietly, I'm not going to tell the party I'm doing this. I am going to just telepathically to Rick say, hey buddy, keep an eye on the Burgomaster's estate. Just keep an eye, let us know if anything's going on.
Okay.
That's
And
my
he
boy.
just takes off and flies.
Rick's the real homie.
That's my guy. Alright.
All right. So the wagon pulls in. You make your way through the western side of town. Kind of give a nod to the familiar church, and eventually hit the center of town. Cut a little bit north just to make room up to where the Blue Water Inn is. I'm assuming that's where you're spending the evening.
Yeah.
Wagon parked off to the side. Ample real estate for that. And being able to come inside, you see the familiar bar. The tables a little bit on the full side. Looks like a few people are having some drinks. Nothing major. Major notes, of course, Danica behind the bar. Her two sons running around in amongst the patrons, kind of knocking into chairs here and there. There is the plaque on the wall with the current drinking champion. Gwen, her name is back up.
Yeah.
And we're back.
What if John and Kai are two best friends?
John has his own house on the further north.
Oh, good for
You've
him.
never tried to visit him. Oh, sorry. John.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of Carl.
John, our friend.
John.
The memorable NPC. You know, laborer.
John lives in his house.
So John,
John is basically a sim. Do we really have to do this?
you do wander in and you do see, at this point with the interactions that you've had, familiar cloaks. There does seem to be a table of some of the keepers of the feather sitting down.
Okay, but John, though.
Or the
John
hunters.
does not appear to be there.
Oh,
Hunters.
well,
Hunters do not appear to be there. They typically aren't there during
Yeah.
late night drinking hours. They're more there to sell off whatever pieces they hunt, have a couple of drinks, and then head home for the evening, wherever home is for them. But you do notice a couple of the keepers of the feather and Danica as you walk inside. Oh, it's good to see all of you again. Assuming I can get you drinks, a room for the evening.
That'd be great.
yes,
Room.
please.
Yes, of
You may have
course.
already heard, but she may be able to order your champagne again before too long.
There has been some discussion, and I'm quite thankful of this. First run is on the house tonight.
That's very kind.
Brings out a couple of the pictures of the Red Dragon Crush, the cheap stuff.
Could you
but-
give us a tea for
At least
Allura
so.
instead?
Of
or
course,
something?
anything that you would require. Tea, coffee, milk, whatever is needed.
some
Rooms
milk, buddy?
for the evening.
Yes,
Rooms
please.
would be excellent.
We do have 4 available rooms upstairs at the moment. One of them is booked. The grand room is currently occupied.
That's fair.
Who's staying in the grand room?
Younger woman, red cloak, red clothing.
We found her. Carmen San Diego.
Hey!
Guys, call Acme.
Where in the world is
Okay.
She checked in just before dusk today. Did not say how long she was going to stay, but an interesting person, far different from the normal group.
Yes, we think we may be acquainted with her.
That might make a little bit more sense. Right. Allow me to get your drinks. Would you have dinner with us this evening regarding food?
We'd
I
love to.
believe
We'd
so.
love to.
Fantastic. For room and board for the evening, it'll be 1 gold piece per room. So 3 gold pieces, please.
I'll just take it out of the group loot, y'all.
Yeah, take it out.
Okay.
Is Gwendolyn around here by any chance?
Yeah, there's our guy.
Gwendolyn has not had the challenge in quite some time. She comes around and has a few drinks every once in a while, but I believe this evening she is on guard.
Well, you can spread the word that the challenger has returned.
Fantastic.
She just,
Love
all right. I will tell her the next time
it.
that
Back
she's
on
in.
our bullshit.
Some of
is
us are.
Kai in here or any other guards that we've spent time with?
No other guards that you spent time with. You recognize one of the guards as one of the ones who's been, kind of in the general area around the Burgomaster's mansion, just at a table, clearly pretty rosy-cheeked, drinks sloshed down the front of the uniform, per se. Definitely been here for a while. Looks like they're off for the evening.
What about the Wachter brothers?
Wachter brothers are nowhere to be seen.
I wonder what happened to those two.
No idea.
Probably dead. We do.
You could ask.
I asked Danica, whatever became of the two Wachter flops?
The boys. Well, I have not seen them in at least a week at this point, if not longer. Last I heard from some of my eyes in the ears around the village, they seem to be brought in for a few questions. And it has been difficult to see them around the village since.
That was the last time they were seen.
Not the last time they were seen, but the last time that they were seen being the pompous little shits that they were. The swagger that they tended to have seemed to vanish, and the house lies razed to the ground.
Good. Good riddance.
So I believe they may have taken up some kind of
It's worth at least
living
300 gold
in an
pieces.
abandoned home around the village. No one knows exactly where, at least we don't particularly care because they are not an influence on the town any longer. So I suppose I have you to thank for all of that.
Could be.
Well,
She said smugly.
no more unpaid bills in my establishment.
Oi.
That'll be another round for you. And she grabs another round of drinks and brings them over.
Guys, I say we find that house and we flip that house.
It's
Right?
not a house.
Let's
It's
flip
like
another
it's
house.
like
The house
bed
is
of
the house is
ashes.
razed to the ground. It's
No,
been
that's the abandoned
destroyed.
house they're living in. We
Oh.
can flip it.
Yeah.
We can make it better.
You're all about that flip life, aren't you?
I'm gonna bring the bus in, and it's gonna drive away, and it's gonna be a brand new.
I'll say, just as a reminder,
Yeah.
Lady Walker did have safe
Or
houses.
did it across the city.
Across
that
the city.
she'd
So-
mentioned to us previously.
Exactly. So,
So
there,
we
there's a
flip
chance
that house.
that they're in one or a couple of those. You have no idea. But-
And potentially,
With
they could be.
people that are-
Yeah. They
I'm
could.
saying if we get stuck here, I'm planning.
They
a
haven't been
second
seen in
career.
a few days, and when they are seen, it's very rarely on the streets and typically only during the day for short periods of time. So, not much to be said beyond that.
Okay.
Well, my bid's over. We can drink that. Yeah, I'm gonna drink that.
All right. So, tucking into the drink, food comes around the corner, and it is hearty plates. Definitely more than the not scrap spiny stretch, but definitely more on the veg
An
and
extra
carb side
healthy
you've had in the
mashed
past.
potatoes.
These
You
ones,
don't like
big,
my
nice
fire roasted
slabs
venison?
of elk meat and assorted deer from in and around the village.
You
She's
want a
having
raw
that
fish,
wine.
buddy? You want us to get you some raw fish?
Raw fish is provided, given your tolerances and
Thank the
previous
Lord.
previous
Good
experiences
news.
there. Looks like
VIPs.
fish is a little bit more plentiful.
Oh,
So-
look at that.
You do manage to tuck into the dinner for the evening. About half an hour, 40 minutes or so passes, and then you hear light clacking of shoes walking down the stairs. You kind of look over and you do see, not in the familiar reds, but in kind of a deep green, long cloak and white open blouse, Esmeralda descending the stairs. And she just kind of looks around the room and,
I wave.
"It is good to see you, Leaf. It has been some time since we last spoke.
Why?
How
Have you been faring?
surviving. There have not been too many things that have caused me too much harm within the lands. After your dispatching of these werewolves, a couple of interesting experiences with some people call themselves mountain folk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A
we met
little
those guys.
dirty for my tastes, but still rather interesting. Carried some intriguing items among them, but
Did they?
nothing overly particularly powerful, but a few things that brought me out of a tight spot when required, since my caravan was lost.
We do apologize again about that.
Yes, well, you have paid part of your debt for this, but I assume, obviously, you coming back and wanting to take on the devil himself, I assume that you have reached a point where you feel comfortable to do so.
We're getting there.
It's now or never.
It's kind of a one step forward, two steps back kind of thing. But,
Would,
you know, doing it.
well, I assume you reaching out to me is simply to request for my help, yes?
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
we're
Why?
Is,
And to ask you about Rictavio's whereabouts. Any allies?
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Rictavio being his guise of choice, but
Why? I just thought I'd mention the name he was known by in Milwaukee.
fair enough. But I would rather keep that name under wraps. Use his real name that no one in this town knows.
Fair enough.
I will be honest, I have not heard from him in quite some time. He's a difficult man to reach at the best of times. He has a specific amulet that prevents him from being able to be seen or communicated without. Yeah,
he's in
he's
the back,
good.
he's drinking straw.
But the problem with that being, of course, that when somebody attempts to reach out to him and if he does not answer, it is pretty much a 50-50. He's
Well-
either alive or he is dead.
To be frank, he skipped town when we told him we were about to go up against Strahd, so we can only assume that he didn't want to be any part of it anyways. But
This is quite the opposite. If all of you were willing to go up against Strahd, he most likely feared for your lives and attempted to make some kind of headway on his own.
Oh, so he's probably like taking care of some business for us.
There's a chance, but rather unfortunately, he is only one man. As much as he is one of the most famous vampire hunters in all of this short coast, it is very difficult for him to be able to say that he could do all of this on his own.
Strahd's very powerful.
Hey, Esmeralda.
He is. He is.
We took a moment to talk to Mikhail up in the top of the tower.
Speak to who?
There's a head in the top of the tower.
Oh, we took it with us.
We did.
Oh yeah, we took it with us.
The head has a name? How did you find out his name?
We've learned many things.
Is she being truthful with that statement?
Yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm. 14.
14. Looks sincerely bewildered, like you talked to a head?
Yeah, we did. Where did you pick that up? Did you find it?
No, it was simply a preserved head in the roof of the tower.
Oh, fascinating. Does the name Mikhail mean anything to you?
He's apparently the advisor to King Barrow.
The name King Barov, I mean, this is several centuries old. This is not something that I particularly concern myself with. The past, as far as I am concerned, begins with Strahd. Anything before that is ancient history that does not play any effect on us.
Perhaps, but it may also be that Strahd's past is the key to defeating him, and where his weaknesses might still lie.
This is possible. The information that we gleaned from the outside world before Barovia was removed indicated King Barov, many servants and associates within the tower, but this is not something that we particularly focused on. The man himself, the vampire, he is the focus of our research.
Fascinating. I just thought I'd ask.
It is a good question, but unfortunately I have nothing to add to this.
Thank you.
How long have you been in Valaki at this point?
I arrived earlier today. I had been traveling, ensuring that I hit as many places as possible. Gathering the information, I made my way further west. Spoke to some people in the Vistani camp, just outside of the village of Barovia. Assisted with the dispatch of a rather poor soul in the basement of a church in Barovia.
Oh, thanks for that. We were gonna, I'm glad, good.
It was not exactly difficult. I mean, one-on-one, it is not hard for someone such as me to take on a simple spawn.
No,
they are not a vampire by any stretch of the imagination, especially a child such as this. But the well, I did feel somewhat bad being the son of the pastor in the church.
The father was quite attached to him.
Yes, well, he was attached to him until I showed him the truth.
I'm glad this you did. We've meant to get back there, but we're leery of going so close to
Our schedule is just so busy.
I tossed Esmeralda.
Passing through the gates that separate Ravenloft from the rest of Barovia is no small feat. From the information that I have gleaned from some of the knowledge and discussions among the Vistani, it appears the eyes of the devil seem to grow cloudy beyond those gates, and he tends to have to make his way a bit closer if he is wanting to see anything beyond those gates. And you do all remember specifically there was a very definitive set of gates with nothing on either side, but the gates seem to be a barrier marking almost the edge of Ravenloft.
So she's basically telling us anywhere within that land he can just see, but if he wants to see out there, he has to actually physically travel to go.
He has to at least be closer.
Right.
Interesting.
So, and that again would make sense why he didn't just randomly stop in on you a whole lot once you left those lands. And he didn't really have the view that he needed. He needed a little more information to figure out where
done
he was.
stuff without him necessarily knowing about it.
Correct.
Okay.
Cool. How about we all just get a good night's sleep? We have to hit up a couple more of our contacts in the morning.
Just a question for you. Obviously, all of you having some of the powers that you have now, some of the trinkets that you have picked up, is there anything that you're not particularly requiring?
That's a good idea. We can.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I am no.
No, we owe you a debt.
Well, I am no spellcaster of any sort, but occasionally a potion here and there, maybe a weapon that is no longer necessary.
How's your musical skill?
I was a trained harpist.
Okay. Not much for pipes. Huh?
I do not particularly have the lung capacity.
No, that's fair.
Does anyone mind if we give her a couple of our gems? We have a lot.
I'm happy to give her my potion.
Okay.
What?
I'll give her a potion. I still have gingerbread. I'm fine. It's also a potion of healing. It's fine.
Just mark it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give her a potion of healing.
You guys cool if I give her... Yeah, we have like 30, 50 gold gems. I could give her a few of those.
Give her half, man.
Yeah,
Fine.
so I'll give her 15 of the gems
Is she wanting stuff that's gonna help?
if she wants that. Yeah, I know yours are more looking for magical things, but I do also
I mean,
want something that might come in useful.
money is always useful. If we are to leave these lands, I definitely would not mind having a bit of a fund to help myself get started as
Okay.
a dark hunter and the...
We have 204 Sword Coast Platinum. I'm gonna give her 10.
I'm good.
You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
I give her 10 platinum as well from the Sword Coast. When
That
we
is-
get back there, ideally, I shall help you get back on your feet.
That is quite generous. This, in combination with the gems, will definitely help me get started in Waterdeep if I ever needed to purchase a house or anything such as this.
Oh,
No, if you ever need to purchase a house.
Oh my god.
we hope to stay in contact after this all wraps up.
Believe me, if all of this wraps up, I will assuredly be somebody that you can reach out to, and vice versa. I hope that if I should ever require anything, I should be able to call on at least a few of you.
You bet.
You can.
Leaf's one of the best contractors in the city.
Oh my god.
I'm great
I'm over this
with I'm a
Just
stonemason.
also just a question. Obviously, the dispositions that you have, the backgrounds that you have, if things were to get a little on the dire side, one of us were to perhaps expire, you have the ability to reverse this, yes?
I've done it. I kind of look over to Leaf and I'm like,
Same.
I've done it before.
It's less a matter of Leaf's abilities and more a matter of the necessary materials. We do have the ability to do it a couple of times, but not one per person by any means.
Okay, so this ability is limited, but it does exist.
It does exist, yeah.
Okay,
And,
this is good to know. Okay,
If you see any
I will keep this in mind, not
very
be
big
too
diamonds
reckless.
in your travels, that could help.
Diamonds specifically?
Diamonds specifically.
Hold on. And she vanishes upstairs and brings down, this is not much, but I did find a few of these, and she brings out about 150 gold worth of diamonds in smaller pieces.
We need one that's like one big one though, don't we?
It's 150.
What's the spell?
It's 100 gold, isn't it?
We have 4 50 gold diamonds and we have 2 500 gold diamonds.
Yeah, I have 3 huge diamonds from that.
Oh, do you? Do you want to put that in group loot? Or do you want Leaf to hold on to them if he wants to?
Is
I don't have diamonds.
the
but I've got
wording
other
is
shit.
a diamond
Yep.
or diamonds?
Yeah, it's a certain. I feel like it's quite a lot.
diamonds worth 300.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you
okay.
could theoretically use multiple diamonds.
Okay. So that's
They call me
200.
Neil Diamonds. There you go.
So if you're willing to distribute those to us, I'm just gonna.
Well, as I was accepting
Or-
a trade.
This is
Why don't you give them to Leaf towards any opportunity where he might need to have them to heal you, and when we get out of the fight again, if that wasn't necessary, you just have them returned to us.
This is a good point.
you got my word. Not much of
Of
it.
course.
So that's
With the amount of gold and gems that you have bestowed upon me already, this is not something that I'm too worried about. And she passes over. It's another 150 gold pieces worth
yeah.
of diamonds.
So that gives us 350. So that's 1 extra
And then
go.
less,
plus
you said you had how much?
200.
3 worth how much? Does the amounts matter?
I wrote it down.
Well, at the
maybe.
time,
I wrote down 2
this was a part of that giant like
Yeah, I know.
treasure
Pile.
hoard that I
Right,
got.
sorry. Okay, you're right. So I owe you all of that. I'll send you the
I was
full
gonna say,
pile
realistically,
of that.
you need to just watch the stream. God bless the stream.
Yeah, God bless the stream. But
But
no,
at the time
I
you said like
you're
3
right.
diamonds,
I
this,
did
but you
say.
didn't how much.
So yeah, so and
they
it was
were
kind of
worth.
up to you to decide what you wanted to take. So we'll have a conversation about that.
And Les just took everything.
After the stream tonight.
And the rest of us were like, no, and then there were no consequences, and we were like, oh.
Ah, damn.
So definitely a little bit more well off. 150 definitely helping a little.
Appreciate it.
So I do hate to ask, but if there's anything on the magical weapon side, I unfortunately lost most of my adamantine and silvered items in the fire.
I have a silver battle axe if you need it.
Battle axe. I am more of a dexterity based
Ah, I see.
fighter, unfortunately. Any kind of small swords, even daggers of some kind.
I don't think we found much in the way of
Nothing
blades.
magical.
However, I do have oh my god, what's the word for the sword?
Rapier?
Curvy swords. No.
Oh.
Scimitar.
I thought we've come in common possession of a scimitar that I was hoping to get blessed or deprogrammed in some way. It's got a really terrible
Oh,
history.
the Rahad.
And I sort of like just barely pull Rahad's
Starts
blade.
screaming.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like
Yeah, you essentially begin to hear the echoing just screams
and I
starting
sort of
to
like
come
just
out. And she just kind of looks at
use
this.
adamantine at her and put it back.
This is a dark blade.
I know.
This. I have heard of the ability to remove, lack of better term, a curse upon the
Dark
blade,
history.
such as this, a dark history. There is a spell, a curse removal spell.
Okay.
There is a chance that this may assist in the blade. I cannot confirm, of course, but in my travels,
Yeah, I mean, I can try that.
I'll
I
do
mean,
it.
yeah, if
I
you want to
suggested
do that right
When we
now.
first got it, I thought anyway.
No, I don't think you did.
No.
Oh, we can give it a go.
Yeah,
Well,
I also.
if we need something to do, if we need dinner entertainment.
Ah,
I mean,
ooh, I
remove
see.
curse takes 10 minutes to cast, I
Something
think.
like that,
Yeah, if
Can
you
we
wanted
try?
yeah. Sure, yeah, why not?
to. You would have to take the blade out, so maybe
Maybe
not
take
take
Maybe
it
we'll go up
downstairs. but-
behind the
Put it under the
or
table.
like somewhere where no one's gonna
Well,
really
she's got the
hear.
large room upstairs, so you could
Okay.
always retire to her room
Yeah.
after you have dinner, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
Try and
that. Sure.
exercise the
I
blade.
was gonna offer her. I was like, I realize may still be not an ideal weapon, but I do have a silver morning star.
This is unfortunately does not particularly play to my strength. And you notice that she holds her hand out, and while very lithe, is not very strong. Like there's not a lot of muscle definition on her arms. So
I have some javelins.
this unfortunately is the same.
I got a whip. Want a whip?
Oh, a whip.
Is it magical?
Just a whip.
A whip is. Oh, it's just a standard whip.
Just a whip.
Oh, well.
Whip.
I mean, it is an interesting item, but not.
Might be
nothing
In the morning, though, we
particular.
could take his with us to see. There's a gentleman in town who specializes in magical items, less in terms of weapons, but he does have some defensive.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to know
Actually,
somebody
when
to get to him, but we'll take his with us.
We got it.
I
We have a
can-
guy.
Gotta connect.
I can
This is
hand
good to know.
I can like hand her my two daggers. They're not magical, but
I appreciate, but a standard weapon is not going to do.
We'll try and take care of the scimitar.
I'll just like
The scimitar I'm curious about. If there is a chance to remove whatever curse is holding this weapon, even if it is a simple adamantine blade, this is still an incredibly powerful
What?
artifact.
I don't mean to be rude. I was kind of thinking of using it myself, but I can give you my silver short sword in once I've got a
One
second
of my
one.
items back.
It's not one of yours. This is one of mine. It came with us from a truly dark house in Barovia.
Ah,
You kept yours, because I remember I asked you about it, and you said it was your
you're right. I do
blade
apologize.
from your master.
That was my mistake. Yes. Well, yes, I do only have the one silver short sword, so a
Do you
second
fight
one.
two-handed?
At times,
Alright.
if the need
Cool.
arises. Yes, if this would work, of course.
There's something. It's important to me that this blade that took the lives of many people who are similar to me is wielded against the people who caused that to happen.
It's a little thing.
As much as I know that there is only something I can do to put your minds at ease, I believe my credentials speak for themselves.
Oh, I understand. I mean the that's why I want to wield the scimitar. It's
I understand. Yes.
yes.
Guys.
I do not know the backstory on this blade, of course, but clearly it seems to be something that you keep personally to your heart.
I'll tell you at some point when we're on our way and we have some.
Perhaps while
Time.
Leaf is attempting to remove
Sure.
the curse, you can give me some of the information.
We have the ice right here. That's not currently.
I know, but I can fight.
I suppose.
Leaf can fight two-handed.
I suppose. I'm just saying.
Is the rapier a light weapon, though? I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it
finesse
is.
weapons alert.
It's the-
finesse.
Yeah.
It's finesse, but it's not a light weapon.
Oh.
A light weapon is what you need for it to be able to be used two-handed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Interesting. I
We
still
can
wouldn't mind
figure-
having
we
sort
can
of two
figure that
swords to
Yeah.
choose from,
I also
depending on
like
what's going on.
Yeah.
would like
Because
that
that's the
one
thing
to
is,
stay-
if some
Yeah.
stuff is not immune, but like resistant to cold damage, having a second option is
Yeah,
decent.
exactly.
Yeah, okay. So
And adamantine is preferable to silver, even. I think.
silver
right?
is usually for werewolf-style creatures. Adamantine tends to have a couple more uses beyond that.
That's
Well,
fine.
this was a great dinner. Shall we exercise the sword?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm curious.
This
to see
will
what
be
happens.
interesting. It has been some time since I've seen magical use such as this. Would you mind if I watched?
For sure.
Well,
This,
Alright,
you
just
may
as
use.
well.
I do have the grand chamber upstairs, so
I would maybe, I don't know what we did with Casimir, if we snuck him in or what, or if we still in the wagon.
Vilnius, you're out with the wagon.
But I would maybe like tell Casimir what we're planning and see if he wants to watch or anything like that. I mean, no, like, I mean, this is something that belonged to like one of his mortal foes. Does he want to see if there's another piece of the pain that he caused exercised?
You walk outside and tell him of what the plan is, and he just kind of just looks at his knees a little and just. There is nothing that I want anything to do with that blade. If you can remove whatever curse is assigned to it, I wish you all of the power in the world to do so. But it is not something that myself or any of my people will ever touch.
I understand. I just wanted you to know that we're doing our best to expunge even more of Rahan and Strahd's influence from this world.
And I appreciate that. But the blade itself, it shall forever be cursed in my people.
I understand completely.
So, if you can do better with it, I wish you all the luck.
Thank you. Are you comfortable out here, or do you want to come inside? We've got some
And
rooms.
and you kind of look at him. I don't particularly feel much in the way of temperature anymore. And you see him like part of his face is just kind of like walled open. He's just
Oh, Casimir.
with
you get from the lion, bud?
things being where they are at the moment, and our journey coming to an end. I believe a night's rest on a hardwood floor would do me good to remind me of what I am doing, why I am doing it. But I appreciate the offer. I can't imagine coming inside anybody would be particularly happy at my appearance walking through those doors.
No, but we could sneak you in the back or something.
Put you in the
Don't.
bag, hold it.
Besides, I need to ensure that this one does not leave in the middle of the night.
Thank you for watching.
And you see
out there.
Vilnius in the corner, just kind of like.
We left Vilnius.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, I thought you said
No,
you brought him with
he
you.
was coming with
Oh,
us.
he's
No,
coming
Yeah, no, he was
what?
coming
Oh, that's right, our
Why?
mascot. I forgot.
Yeah.
Because
There was debate, and I don't think anyone actually decided.
yeah.
Yeah, so he
But
just
we
came
kinda
along.
talked
I didn't
about-
know you were debating
Vilnius-
that. Was
Well,
Well, because the other part of it is that like you would have had to tell someone you were leaving him in Grace.
Okay.
No,
You just
we
No.
told
left.
literally no one. We just
No,
we
he's like-
tricked them.
We got him out of the Abbey. Like, go.
I thought we were kind of keeping him on as a potential bait
Yeah,
and B a potential
Because he's another
spellcaster.
spellcaster
Yeah,
that
no,
can
yeah, I
aid
thought
us
we
in
were
the
keeping-
fight.
He
Second
did
level?
save our lives.
No, you
Yeah,
can
but,
cast
like-
Fireball.
He's got some skills, man. We need
Yeah.
people with skills right now.
He blew up
He's a
two of those
reluctant
zombie
hero.
wolves.
You did.
Learn from my mistakes. Take your emotions.
I don't think we should trust him. I think that.
Oh
if,
no, he's
if
100% going to be
going
cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Are we
Well,
talking
yeah,
about
but
this?
also if
Operation
he's going-
Shield, starring Villainous.
If he is going to, if there's any chance for him to make a deal in any way, shape, or form with Strahd, he will take that.
That's not true.
I know.
I don't know if he has enough power for Strahd to really like use him.
If
Yeah,
it's to
but-
save his own skin,
Yeah.
I
It's fine either way. I don't
trust
really
him
care. We
to-
just kind of never resolved that question, but we could leave him in Velaki easily enough. Or just leave him with the father.
What was happening over there?
Nothing. I'm just laughing. No, we're just just throwing out ideas. That's all. Cool.
No, I think that we're taking more responsibility than we need to for him. We got him out of the Abbey, and like we don't have to discuss whether or not
Happy.
Like the temple.
Amber Temple.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, we traded him
Yeah.
for clothing.
yeah, there you go.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
We
there's
did
your real
we-
boy.
We did the old
Drunken
Indiana
guy.
Jones put Vilnius in the bed, grab clothing.
We actually just put Willingness in the bottle instead of the scroll and left him in the wine cellar in the
No, I
Abbey.
don't think he would fit.
Okay.
Good.
So maybe that's a conversation for tomorrow. We'll wake up, we'll decide what to do, and maybe we'll leave him in town.
Okay. Yeah. Leaving him in Grace would have required telling someone
Yeah,
because,
he
like,
would've-
them being like a commune style,
Yeah,
like
it's better
a
if we
random
don't,
person
yeah,
being
sick
there,
him on
probably
Grace
not the
as is.
best.
I'm
Yeah.
hungry. Is
Yeah.
anyone gonna
They don't
feed
deserve that.
me?
He can hang out with the Walker boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, what are we
So,
doing?
heading
yeah.
upstairs,
We're
you
gonna
finish
do first
your
the
food
sword.
for the evening. Going up into the room, Esmeralda unlocks the door, allows you to step inside. And Doctor, you've been in this room a couple of times, last you as well.
It's a good room.
Very large desk, enough room for you to unsheath the blade, and the whispers and the screams
Yeah.
start to come out. I do need everybody to go and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Is everyone within 5 feet of me?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you get bonuses to that. So it's a +2.
Let's do. Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, not 20,
Nice.
so 32 in total.
32. Esmeralda got a 21.
Oh no.
Got an 8.
8.
18.
18.
19.
19.
26.
26.
16.
16.
What
Aurora,
happens to me?
the blade comes out and the screaming echoes, and everybody else you can kind of see are able to shrug it off a little bit. And for you kind of like look around and see everybody kind of being okay with shrugging this off, and you just kind of like, why is this not going away? Like, what the hell's going on? And you just kind of like keep looking, and the screams start to get louder and louder, and then you physically you just can't be in the room anymore.
Cool.
And you essentially just need to go outside, close the door, and just like take a moment to yourself, cover your ears, and recover. Yeah, essentially the ability of it, as best you can understand, is you become frightened of the blade.
Cool.
And you just can't be near it. So, that said, however,
Yeah, I want
Leaf,
to remove
Catherine can remove curse. How long does it take? I think it's either 1 minute or 10 minutes.
I think it's 1 minute, but sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I can look it up really quick.
Gotcha. Who's gonna win?
Jordy.
Because I just typed in.
Because I have keyboard.
I was gonna say
It's an action. Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's instant. So you place your palms upon the blade and run your hands across it, essentially as if expunging all of the curse towards the tip, and then eventually kind of feeling like a hard black knot at the end of that tip, like all of that emotion just bundled up inside the blade, and you kind of just slowly work it and like unfurl the pieces that are keeping everything inside, and eventually you hit that release point and just push everything out of the blade entirely.
Did Leaf just give a spectral
Single stroke. Wow! Single stroke, spectral hand.
Holy shit!
Just a tip.
Just the one.
Alright,
There was no other way that I could think to word that.
It's all good. It's all
I
good.
mean,
But you used the word release. Just kind of hold us together.
it was just constant eye contact between Jesse
Alright.
and I.
So I.
Okay,
alright,
okay.
So I exercised.
Wow, when we got raided by 15 people, another channel just dumped a whole bunch of people onto us and go, here you go. So we had like a whole bunch of people,
cool.
as I described, expunging and jerking off a blade.
Oh,
Welcome to the stream.
Join us for spectral hand jobs every
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Subscribe for more.
Jesus Christ.
Yoo-hoo.
So, anyway, getting to that knot at the end, unfurling
Around that natural
the
curve.
bonds that tie it in there, and eventually expunging the darkness from within the blade.
Yeah.
You do notice that the blade itself seems to almost lighten at the edges. The dull black color of the adamantine doesn't change,
Yeah.
It's been a while.
but there does appear to be some kind of a permanent shadow that hung over the blade that seems to now be removed. You again kind of like listening, closing your ears off, turning them, opening your ears again, listening for the sound. The whispers and the screams do start to lessen a little bit as they're kind of dissipated out into the night air. As best you can tell, curse seems to have been removed.
Alright, then I'll present the sword to Leaf.
I'm like, Leaf isn't really religious, but as she like the little whispers fly off into the night, she kind of closes her eyes and sort of says a little prayer for all the pain and the deaths that were captured in this blade of all the other dusk elves, and takes the blade from Leaf. Thank you for doing that.
It's okay, I haven't done that in a while since we got here.
I
so
bet.
it's a new thing.
Esmeralda, at this point, that is a very interesting ability that you have there. Not something that too many people I have seen can do as effectively. Jesus. Made it fucking worse. What? Hey,
Oh,
done.
Hey, we're good, we're
Done.
good, we're good,
It's
we're
fine.
good.
No,
We're good.
we're,
Thank you, Esmeralda.
I became Laura Bailey for a moment.
Yeah.
I,
Leaf is very good at what he does.
I bet.
oh my god. Is it because it's my
Lots of
birthday that
experience.
there's this chaotic good
It's
energy
a
and
rock
it's
Oh
just
my
keeps
incredible?
on skipping.
Furbo
It's
jacks off
essential.
sword 720.
I am so sorry for spreading my chaotic good into all of you.
I don't know that-
Yeah,
It's the word
spread
for it.
it all. No,
I think
it's
okay,
chaotic.
we're done.
Spread your chaotic
I mean,
into our
maybe.
minds.
So,
Yeah, I
okay.
just spread that.
Anyway, the curse is removed.
I bet.
The blade is presented. The blade is an incredibly finely crafted item. There are no benefits beyond it being adamantine, but based on what you can see of the blade, it doesn't appear to be something that will essentially ever need sharpening. The blade itself is essentially just a permanent sharpened edge. Beyond that, the curse is removed. Esmeralda, reveling at
Yeah.
The size of
yeah.
the sword.
It was
size
just
of
a
the sword.
one-time
As
thing.
Merelda pulls out a cigarette.
No, at that point, Leaf would pull out the cigarette.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah.
had one
The
going
blade
from
pulls
the
out a cigarette.
The sword
Yeah,
somehow
I
has
just,
a
like-
cigarette.
So
Just light it gently, just like.
It was
Produce
good.
flames.
It's not the first time.
So,
Oh, you've never
But
fucking yanked a sword.
the curse removed, the blade presented. The rest of the night for all of you.
I take my silver short sword and say to Esmeralda, I may want this back once all's done, but for now I'd want you to hang on to this and you have more protection.
Thank you. I do appreciate this. It is not often that silvered weapons such as this are found, and so this is something that I will ensure will be taken good care of. And you see that she takes out a standard short sword from her belt and just kind of rummages it and puts it into her pack over in a corner, and then she's the silver short sword and pulls both of them out in slightly different designs, especially
Hers is
around the
fancier, I
hilts.
remember.
Yeah, hers is definitely on the fancy side. There's inlaid gems into the hilt. The guard is definitely a lot larger, whereas with yours it's more of a gladius style, so it's kind of like just a very, very thin edge to the guard, but definitely incredibly fine weapon.
Okay.
So
Sorry, just for DM housekeeping stuff.
Yeah.
Is the scimitar just, if I look up in the book, it's a standard scimitar?
yeah, standard scimitar,
properties?
but it's
Okay.
an adamantine one.
Yeah.
So if there's a creature that has
Vulnerability.
resistant to non-magical weapons except adamantine, it will override that. There are definitely some.
Okay.
Yeah, you've run into a few already. The amber golems in the temple. They were some of them.
Okay, cool. If we get back to the Sword Coast as well, maybe I could find somebody who could do something a little bit fancier with this.
That's true.
Maybe.
The weapon alone is definitely worth a decent price. Should you find somebody on the Sword Coast to sell it to, I could imagine no small fee being returned to you. Or of course, as this person that you said we are visiting tomorrow to be able to look at his wares. I mean, obviously he may not be interested in attacking items as you so
He
say.
has traded us for weapons before. It's more that what he has to offer is defensive based, but we can see what he's had come in.
I think he didn't want anything that wasn't.
He took Lissa's trident, didn't he?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trident, from what you remember, was partially a Triton's trident specifically, being a very difficult to find item and not something that Tritons tend to part with very easily. That may have had some additional curiosity.
I thought he like had a bunch on the wall because he was like, oh, sure, the trident. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. It's fine. Doesn't matter. I think he like made fun of Les with that when he was kind of like,
made
oh,
That
what
was
do
with
I-
his standard trident, not the
Oh, the
not the
fancy
like
the
one.
fancy trident.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Which you still have though. You didn't give that to him. The fancy trident?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you still have that because you had it. You got it. We haven't
Yeah.
been back here a lot. since
Right,
you
but
got
I thought we were in that little like.
No, because you were
winter
using the
wonderland.
trident until you got to the hill,
Yeah.
which is where you found the
we
blood spear.
Right.
And I don't think you've been back to Velaki since
We
then.
haven't.
No.
Yeah.
Because we
so-
went to the
or if you
winery
have, it
and
was
then
just
we
to deal with
went-
Lady
Yeah.
Wachter, and that was it.
I thought
No,
I
no.
traded him my spear or my trident.
Your
for-
normal trident.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you ended up. It was like part of a deal for I think one of the shields or something like
The
that.
goggles.
The goggles, maybe. Yeah. As like, I can see fine in the dark. I don't need that. That was still one of my favorite moments of the whole stream. Anyway, sorry, we're good. So, is there anything anyone else would like to accomplish before turning in for the evening?
I think we're probably good. I want to get up early so I can just say hi to the hunters because I appreciate them.
Actually, if I can be reading anymore, but that's it.
Yeah, at this point, your eyes are pretty
I'm dry.
sore.
Damn it, I need some Visine.
Yeah.
I need some Adderall. That's actually what I need.
You're tapped.
Tapped out.
Oh,
Tapped out. So,
it's not November.
You're spent.
on that bombshell, that's going to be where we wrap up the session for this evening.
Cool.
Yeah, perfect timing. Some nice hilarity right at the end. Jesus Christ.
Well, you know,
Oh, that was
Jesus
so
Christ,
awkward.
Going
indeed.
out.
I'm
A lot
sure.
of wrapping up.
going
Yeah, there
out.
were.
lot of wrap. No
Oh,
wrapping
wrapping
up.
things up.
No wrapping up.
No
Yeah.
wrap up.
No
It
wrap
wasn't
up.
wrapped
Just
up.
there.
It
We
wasn't
just-
wrap. Just
Plans?
just
We
raw
made
dog.
plans. We
Yeah,
didn't even
raw
make any
dog.
plans. We just were like, okay, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, but Elise and Allura totally like KO'd that stealth mission.
Hey,
Hopefully.
100%. You turned what could have been a very long, drawn-out fight with
After
a
Aben and Costello
very
off the
powerful
road for a
entity
I don't
while.
have any
into a.
fucking-
We're just gonna sneak in first thing in the morning, steal the scroll, and walk away.
I was not expecting we'd get to like I thought that was gonna be.
I
the session.
100% thought that we were gonna cock that up somehow.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%.
Well, you
The
almost
second
did.
I couldn't get up the fucking rope.
And this is the thing is, it 100% was dependent on where you put that the grappling hook. If the grappling hook had gone on the other side of the wall, like people would have heard you, but you were on the back side of the building, away from everything.
Yeah, no,
no windows on that side of the
strategically-
wall. Like it was the perfect place for someone to be able to fall and be undetected still.
Nice.
We're so smart.
So,
Yo,
anyways,
fuck.
congratulations, guys. We
Yeah.
had awesome chat tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We got raided by an additional party
Oh,
of 12
that's
people.
cool.
So, like, we had,
Don't
like,
forget to check us out on Instagram and enter the giveaway we just posted today for a free set of dice with free shipping to Canada or the US
Yeah.
from
Patreon.
our friends at Adventure Dice at
Yeah.
Adventure Dice and at Adventure Dice, both their handle and their name. Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be good.
thanks, folks.
We're getting closer.
We're so close.
That sword was
Oh
very
my
close
God.
earlier.
That sword was.
No,
that
the sword
was
finished.
close.
Yeah, the
Waka
sword.
waka waka.
That sword,
waka
in the terms of the
waka.
British,
See you
arrived.
guys next week.
It certainly did.